serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world. This is the Show Me Sports Network. The following is an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and is a high-fidelity all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright of the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.
Network broadcast crew are ready in the broadcast booth. Exclusive pregame coverage of Jefferson City Renegades baseball is brought to you by Boone County Journal, Cassandra Gazaway, Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant, Country with a Heart, Eddie Goodell Society, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Boone Realty, Last Sentinel Firearms, Retrieving Freedom, River Oak Christian Academy, Salter Loan Service LLC, Sawdust Studios, State Tech of Missouri, The Tin Roof Monogram and Gift, Walk Off Wood Bat Company, and Ren's Automotive. The excitement is building in the stands, and the tension is rising in the dugout as first pitch is just around the corner. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Jefferson City Renegades baseball on the Show Me Sports Network. Now let's go live to the field to the Show Me Sports Network broadcast crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back for a second night in a row for the third game for the Renegades in 2 days. And this one is the final one of the regular season, as we will see the 20-20 overall, 18-17 in conference Jefferson City Renegades take on the 33-8, 27-7 in conference St. Joseph Mustangs. Hello, everybody. My name is Austin Wilkin, back for my second game on play-by-play duty alongside Blake Gazaway. Tonight, we have the final game of the regular season, and with it, we will see a whole bunch of pitchers for the Renegades, you might say. We had two good outings last night from Locke and Gross-Close, yes, Gross-Close. Sorry, a whole bunch of pitchers. And we are ready for baseball here tonight. Before we get to the games, we want to introduce our partner, Cassandra Gazaway, Mary Kay, Independent Beauty Consultant, and for our starting lineups.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gazaway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gazaway.
First, we will meet the starters for the visiting Jefferson City Renegades. Batting leadoff, playing shortstop, number 17, Jack Dunn. In the 2-hole, we will see Braden O'Neill playing center field. In the 3-hole, we will see Austin Evans playing right field. Batting fourth, Drew Vonderhaar, the first baseman. Batting fifth, Maddox Meyer in left field. Batting sixth, we will see Carson Durnan, the third baseman. Batting seventh, he shoved last night in the second game, Braden Gross-Close. He will be the DH for tonight's ball game. Batting eighth will be the catcher, Nolan Laughlin. And batting ninth, Connor Fleeg at second base. Though that is the starting lineups for your Jefferson City Renegades, and we'll meet the lineup for the home team Mustangs now. Of course, they come into this game at 33-8, and they will lead off Frank Gall in right field. Jack Mosh at shortstop, Darius Freeman in center field, Braden Lewicart in left field, Easton Filippi will do the catching, Justin George at first base, Logan Miller at DH, and batting eighth, Tyler Gundelfinger. That is one of the more interesting last names we will see here in the Mink League. He'll be at third base, and then rounding it out will be Truman Bodenhausen at second base. The pitching matchup tonight, I mentioned as we began our broadcast, P.J. Green's going to open the game on the mound for the Renegades, and for the Mustangs, it'll be the nephew of head coach Johnny Coy, Chris Coy, on the mound. And Blake, you've seen this Mustangs team for about 4 more games than me, and have we seen Chris Coy this year?
Yeah, so we've seen him pitch a few times. I will say our starting lineup is brought to you by Cassandra Gazaway, Mary Kay, and Peter Beauty Consultant. But Coy is, we've seen him a couple times. I've not seen him start this season, but he's pitched in relief effort And he's a good strike thrower. He's kind of a beanpole. He's tall and skinny, kind of lanky, but he does know how to throw strikes. But for the Renegades, they didn't help out their cause. Like, we're getting down here late in the season, trying to figure out the pieces that need to happen to get the home playoff game on Monday. The Renegades are going to play on Monday, but it's a matter of where they're going to play. So we didn't help out our cause by shoving at Nevada on Thursday night. That didn't help out the cause. Definitely helped last night getting the 2 wins over the Mudcats, because the Mudcats are in third right now in the standings, so that helped close the gap there. But really, we helped out our cause too last night by going 14 or 13 and a half innings of baseball and using 3 pitchers. That was something that we weren't planning on. We didn't think would happen. We didn't know would happen. Locke had the complete game, which helped out a lot. So that's put us in a really good position here today, because we know Green is going to get the start. He's not going to go too many innings, but he'll pitch a few. Then I believe Otto is going to be on the docket to come in. Again, he does a great job as a down-under pitcher, but he's going to look at a couple. We've got some other guys that, again, aren't going to give you 7 innings, but they're going to give you 2 or 3 strong. So really for the Renegades tonight, it's going to be, all hands on deck to try to get the win, because if they can get the win, that will almost cement it. Really, it takes any situation out of what Carroll needs to do. I mean, I think unofficially Carroll has to win both games to try to hop us. They would tie with us, but they would take the spot because they own the tiebreaker for the Mudcats. They've got a game today. They are playing at Clarinda, as they were taking on the Clarinda A's there. But then tomorrow, they've got 2 games, doubleheader against Nevada, as well as the Merchants hosting St. Joe. So tomorrow's supposed to be the day off the rest today, but because of rainouts in these teams, if we're being, calling a spade, not being very proactive to get games in and get them done, that's cost them that day off on Sunday. Obviously for the Mustangs, they'll have Monday off. The Clarinda A's, they'll have Monday off as well, so they do get a little bit of extra rest in there. But no sympathy from me, at least, of them not getting the day off, because I've seen these teams' schedules. They had a lot of time that they could have made up a game. They just chose not to. So that's their fault, their problem. But either way, there's still a lot of baseball. A lot of dust has to settle before we know exactly what the playoff picture, and maybe I should say not the what the playoff picture, but the where for the playoff picture, what it'll look like.
Definitely. So once again, just to recap from last night, the 2 7-inning header games. I blanked there. So Gavin Locke threw a complete game and limited the Mudcats to just 1 early run. And then that helped the Renegades offense reach a 2-1 win in game 1. And then, like I said, we saw Braden Grosclose on the mound for game number 2, and he shoved a solid 5 innings for us. Only gave up about 3 to 4 runs, but the Renegades took the win there, 9-4. It was a dominating offensive performance, and in both games, the offense came in the later half of the innings. So we'll look to see if the Renegades can maybe strike early to set the difference here.
And that's also one of those things, too, of, the game, the reason why it was doubleheader yesterday. We didn't have any doubleheader scheduled this season, but the Mudcats are supposed to come to Jeff City, got rained out on Tuesday, and then looking at how we could make it up, that was the issue, was we didn't have anywhere in our schedule, neither did they, to put another ball game in. So that's how it became the doubleheader. But then when we look at that situational, that probably helped out our cause, because as great as Locke pitch, I don't think he can go 9 innings. So the fact that it was only a 7-inning contest because doubleheader, that got him the complete game. Same way then, that's a big difference on how the feel is when we look at Grosclose. Again, his performance was very good in those 5 innings. But again, thinking about it, because it's a doubleheader, it's a 7-inning double. Now that gets him, that gets us 5 of the 7 done. So we're well past the halfway mark. Head came in and pitched two good innings. Whereas if it's the regular 9, as it was scheduled before it was turned into doubleheader, he's only pitched barely, halfway through the ball game. So that's how those dynamics, how those chess games really come into play when you start looking at when you're making up games and when those things are. And it was a good break for us, and we took it. That was, we forewent a home game, our regular season home game, to be able to forewent our home game to be able to play the double to get both games in, and I think it helped us out.
Definitely. going back to the last time these two teams matched up, it was the doubleheader, like you mentioned, Blake. Jefferson City won the first one 4-2. I was actually alongside you for that one, doing a little bit of color and still learning the equipment. And then the second game, they dropped that 12-6. Overall on the season, the Renegades are just 1-4 against the Mustangs. And as we get ready for first pitch here, the Mustangs do what they do best. They put on a show for the fans, and there's a lot of them here tonight. This is the biggest crowd I've seen for like a non-collegiate, non-professional sport. And the St. Joseph community loves their Mustangs. You might have just saw on the live stream Santa Claus threw out one of the many first pitches of the game.
Yeah, it's Christmas in July here, so celebrating with that. Plus, it'll be firework night here at the ballpark, as every Saturday night in Joseph that they happen to play home, they will have fireworks. So we saw them getting set up and getting things ready. We'll get to enjoy those after the game. As we talked a little bit on the way in, it's nice. I enjoy watching the fireworks, but also it's nice because we get take a little bit of breath packing stuff up, and it's not a race to try to get everything thrown in the bag to catch the bus back to Jeff City. So it is a lot of fun, and we do always try to get a game here in Jeff City. Get a Jeff City game against the Mustangs here at St. Joe on a Saturday night, just for the players to experience this, because again, you said I've seen them 3 or 4 more times this season, which is true, but I can tell you, looking historically back over the last 5 seasons, this is normal Saturday night crowd for them.
Wow.
So they will bring in easy 2,000 to 3,000 for the fireworks and have fun. We kind of talked about it. They'll have the taco batter. They'll have the
yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, whatever the game is that has the dice come over off the roof up here. So they'll just be dice roll down the netting onto the field. They'll have all kinds of things going on. But it's a party here at St. Joe on Saturday nights, and I can tell you though, it's a lot of fun. But 2 seasons ago, we got to come up here, win the championship, and spoil it, and I tell you, that was a much better party. Not if you were a St. Joseph Mustang fan, but as a Renegade fan, it was a great time on the field as Kai Turner, the general manager and PA announcer, said, "Who's ready for baseball?" And I think Mike's expression down there, Mike D'Amelia, head coach, was like, "Yes, finally, let's go."
Yeah.
He's been waiting for, 10 minutes now?
So, yeah, the managers meet at home plate to exchange their lineup cards. And, we gave a lot of time to the opening pitcher this game, Chris Coy. I want to talk a little bit about P.J. Green, all right? Freshman at the University of Missouri. Is it this coming year or was it this past year?
He played last season.
Last season, gotcha. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Like I said, born in Tyrone, Georgia. And has he shoved a little bit for the Renegades this year, or will this be his opening game on the mound?
So he's pitched a couple times. Really, that's not his role for this summer for the Renegades, is to come in and be a pitcher. We certainly are calling on him tonight, and we've used him a few other times in a few different positions, a few different settings, I should say. But really, that's not why he's on the team this summer. He's on the team to get some good at-bats, show his versatility out in the field. We've seen him play outfield, do a fine job out there. We've really seen his bat come alive the last few weeks as well, which is good because he's, peaking at the right time. But, again, it's just kind of that nice little, extra thing that, he can also go on the mound and pitch. Connor Fleeg would be another one that somebody that we may see pitch tonight. We've seen him have good at-bats. We've seen him play in the field, have phenomenal plays out there. He's somebody that might come in and pitch as well. So we talked about it with Braden Grosclose last night too. So it's a skill and a talent that these guys have that makes them such a key piece of the puzzle, because you never know when we're going to need him. And tonight we need PJ to come in and have a great outing here.
Yeah, and at the plate last night, he played in both the games down in Chillicothe. Overall, he went 0 for 4 yesterday at the plate, but he totaled 3 walks and was actually hit by one of them right in the ribs. And he also reached on an air, so ability to work the walk there, get on base, and it led to some of the runs that the Renegades were able to score. As I went down the lineup card, you might have mentioned a name that was not in there. Alex DiGiacinto will not be starting today. He will get the day off for this one. And filling in at his third base position, like I said, is Carson Durnan. And we are getting ever so close to first pitch. Let's see, Blake, it was scheduled for about 7 o'clock, maybe 7:05, give or take. And it is now 7:09 here in St. Joseph, Missouri.
Which is not the worst. I know the home opener they were almost an hour late getting first pitch underway. And, that's a problem when you're betting on the timing to start. I know the broadcaster for the visiting team of that game definitely had some issues, because he started his pregame show and he had normally what's a 15-20 minute pregame show turned into over an hour of him stalling and getting things set for the ball game. Again, tonight there are two other games rather, in the Mink League. The Merchants are playing and hosting the Sedalia Bombers. It's bottom of the first there. They started at 6:30. It's already 2-0 Merchants over the Bombers. We really need the Bombers to, do something. I think of that meme where they poke it and says, do something. We need the Bombers to show up. They lost last night in a run rule game early, 16-1. And then the Clarinda A's, they're hosting the Chillicothe Mudcats. That one is 7 o'clock first pitch. Again, we need the A's to put a loss on Chillicothe. If we could get the win tonight, Chillicothe takes the loss, we would actually could and should swap positions with them. But it is just, it's the madness of summer collegiate baseball right now. And like I said, we won't know. Tomorrow there's games at 4, 5, and 7, so we may not know who's going where until 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
Definitely. They have a little hype video before they display their starting lineup for the Mustangs. It is a balmy 91 degrees here at Phil Welch Stadium. A lot more hotter, you might say, than what it was last night down in the stands for us. We are in a press box, though, today. It is it's a different feel, I guess, for you, and first one for me. Do you like the press box more, Blake, or do you like being down in the stands with the fans?
So without a doubt, the press box, because if it rains, it snows, it does whatever, doesn't matter, we're covered. When we sit in the stands, my first thought is always about what the weather is, because if it rains, the equipment, electricity and stuff does not bode well when it gets wet. So without a doubt, press box somewhere covered, without a doubt, is always the way to go. Plus, it's nice. It makes me sound like I don't enjoy seeing people, but honestly, it's nice to be in a press box because we have our own space. We don't have to deal with people coming and going, walking through.
I can get as loud as I want tonight.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I mentioned it on the broadcast last night. I wanted to kind of keep my voice at a mellow tone. I didn't want to be screaming, but I have the freedom to do that here tonight. So.
I mean, it's, when I was at Carroll, I had people coming in telling me to announce birthdays and other things, and I'm like, you're not in the right box. Please quit tapping me on the shoulder to tell me things, because you're not, like, I'm not the right person to do this. So it is really nice, and there is a box, but it's very open. It's very different than here. So it is, it's always nice to be in a box. Once the sun goes down, it's behind us here. Once it goes down, it'll be that much nicer. But we do see a lot of people. They must have gave out some fans or something here to the crowd in attendance, because I see a lot of fans waving around, helping cool people off, because it is very, very hot. We've got the triple heat index in effect until next Thursday, so hopefully that will not play into effect here for either squad.
Real quick here, as the starting 9 for the Mustangs was announced, it looks like I'm going to have to be cut off here as we get to the national anthem. I'll bring that back up when we get back from this break here on the Show Me Sports Network.
We are State Tech. We are hands-on education. When you choose the #1 two-year college in the country, you know you will be ready for your career. That's why at State Tech we say, from the classroom to your career, we are the employer's choice. We are State Tech.
At the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift, we know a gift is more than a box or a bag with a pretty bow. A gift is the lifetime of love that you share. It's friends who grow as close as family. It's moments and milestones, both big and small. Whether receiving or giving, a gift brings joy and happiness. That's why, since 2018, we've made it easier to gift for those you love. Stop by the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift at 108 Corporate Lake Drive in Columbia, or call 573-443-4438. Let us help you find that perfect gift for every occasion.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to Phil Welch Stadium here in St. Joseph, Missouri. As the anthem just wrapped up, it was a great performance of our national anthem sung by a young lady. And we are just about ready for some baseball. As once again, we will see Chris Coy on the mound for the Mustangs. And before we get to that first pitch, we want to shout out Izzy Smith Homes Remax Boone Realty.
Are you in the market to buy your first home? Maybe it's time to buy some acreage. How about invest in a new space for your growing business? No matter the need, your trusted partner in real estate is me, Izzy Smith of Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Boone Realty. I believe real estate is more than just bricks and mortar. It's the cornerstone of our lives. It's where memories are made and dreams are realized. Choosing me as your realtor, you're getting a professional, dedicated advocate who will work tirelessly to make your real estate dreams a reality. Give me a call today at 573-876-2873 or visit izzysmithhomes.com. Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Boone Realty, your hometown realtor working harder for you.
Once again, the first pitch is brought to you by Izzy Smith Home Remax Boone Realty. And Chris Coy, he is a tall, lanky guy, similar to his nephew, head coach Johnny Coy. And we're going to see a great pitcher's duel, hopefully, but between a whole bunch of pitchers on the Renegades side. Stepping up to the plate for the Renegades to open the game will be Jack Dunn, the shortstop. As I recognize that sound playing in the stadium from somewhere. Is that the Pixar?
Yeah, it's something from movies. I think that's right.
They have a whole bunch of stadium sounds here, and like I said earlier, the fans, and I think the fans feed into the players, and the players feed back to the fans here. As the first pitch will be taken outside for ball number 1. So Jack Dunn, he went to Fort Zumwalt South High School, the Bulldogs. Before transferring to Columbia College, he played previously for Mineral Area College. And Dunn, he's been the usual leadoff guy for the Renegades this season. As the third pitch of the game will come, and Dunn will swing at it. 2 balls, 1 strike now to the Renegades shortstop. That one will be low and outside. A nice slow motion from Chris Coy. Determining the pace that he wants to go. And this one will be outside for ball 4. And that is a leadoff walk for Jack Dunn. He'll trot down to first base. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Braden O'Neill. Braden O'Neill last night, he knocked in an RBI in the 9-4 Game 2 win against Chillicothe. Dunn got a pretty sizable lead over there at first base. First pitch will be swung on and missed for a strike. You know, Braden O'Neill, teammates alongside Jack Dunn, who just led off the game, and Jackson Frock at Columbia College. So a little 1-2 punch to begin the game with the Columbia College student athletes, as that one will dip in there for a strike. 0-2 down early is O'Neill. And before we got to the national anthem, there was something I noticed down the field with the Mustangs introducing their starting lineup. They had kids run out with them, Blake. And isn't that something that the Renegades do as well at the home games? As this one is swung on and missed by O'Neill. He'll go down on 3 strikes.
Yeah, we do that pretty regular. So it's I'm going to say they're stealing off of us, but realistically, we probably both start at the same time.
Well, the reason I say that is because back in my day when I used to play baseball, I actually got to run out with the center fielder of the Renegades at the time. I forget his name. It might have been Raja something. I don't know if that sparks
It does not. Everything all kind of runs together.
But yeah, I ran out with him to center field with the starting lineups. It was pretty cool. As this one's going to be dribbled to second base, flipped. Austin Evans will be safe at first base. So fielder's choice decision there on that. And that'll bring up the cleanup man, Drew Vonderhaar. Vonderhaar will take that middle end for a strike. 0-1. It's Chris Coy. Misses there, high 1-1. Renegades this season, they are 7-9 in away games. They'll look to bring that record up throughout their performances in the playoffs. That one is in there for a strike. It looks like Vonderhaar didn't like it. He'll go down 1-2 in the count. Of course, the Renegades, after the 2 wins last night, enter tonight on a 2-game win streak, as Vonderhaar will get a piece of that. So it'll keep the count at 1-2. As for the St. Joseph Mustangs, it's a very impressive record, 22-2 at home. And, you know, I probably could have guessed that by looking at all the fans here and all the energy that I feel here at Phil Welch Stadium. So the 1-2 will be hit up the middle, grounded to Truman Bodenhausen, and a flip to second to Jack Mosh will end the inning for the Renegades. So no runs on no hits and no errors and a runner left. We will be back for the bottom of the first inning here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers. With some of the most advanced technologies on the market, anything can become a canvas. The state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
The Boone County Journal is the hometown newspaper of Ashland and Hartsburg since 1969. We know you're busy. Let us keep up with Southern Boone happenings for you. We cover social events, school sports, local government, Southern Boone history, obituaries, and more. Subscribe to the Journal today and get the paper delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. Digital version also available. Call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojo.com. Independent and veteran owned.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium here in St. Joseph, Missouri, and some fitting music for the home team Mustangs welcomes us back from break as we move now to the bottom of the first inning, and we will see P.J. Green on the mound for the Renegades, the freshman out of the University of Missouri, born in Tyrone, Georgia, part of the Fayette County. P.J. Green, born with a population of 7,949 people around him, went to Sandy Creek High School out of the beautiful state of Georgia. You know, I have a pretty long bucket list, and I would say one of the items on there is to be able to go to the Masters with Augusta National and all of that. That'd be a pretty cool sight to see, and one of the most kept up courses within the PGA Tour. Is that even a part of the PGA Tour? I don't know a lot of golf stuff.
I'm not sure if it is, but it definitely is a beautiful place.
I know of the Masters just like a majority of people probably.
That it happens and it's there.
That it happens every April, and yeah. So Green will deal to Frank Gall, the right fielder for the Mustangs.
The breeze feels so nice coming through.
Definitely. Up here in the press box, Blake has the open side of the window. I have the closed side. So
it's just as hot over here as it is over there, though. I can tell you that.
As Green will miss high and in to Frank Gall, 1-0 to begin the at-bat.
I think it's a safe bet to say no matter where you're at, it's toasty up here.
That's just what you're going to get in mid-July, as this one's going to be spoiled back over the Renegades dugout. Work the count back to even 1-1. P.J. Green. Hope to see him back next year for the Renegades. I think he has just as much talent as anybody on this Renegades roster, and he's been a great addition to this team, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we kind of talked about last night. You want to see all the Renegades players back, but we're still going to get some new guys from time to time, though, too.
2-1 pitch here will be swung on and fouled over our heads in the press box behind us. That'll work it back to 2-2. PJ Green, doing a little bit of research about him before this broadcast. Blake, did you know that he led the Sandy Creek High School men's basketball team to a 2023 Class 3 state title?
I did not know that, but I could definitely see that.
So getting it done on the hardwood and also on the diamond, as this one will be high and out of the reach of the catcher, Nolan Laughlin. That'll work at full 3-2. Beautiful blue sky with some thin and scattered clouds, as this one will be ripped into the right center gap. Braden O'Neill will come up with it and fire it in. There's going to be a play at second. And Jack Dunn got the tag down. Goodbye, Frank Gall.
It took the umpire a long time to think about that, but he puts the arm up and rings him up for out number 1.
Frank Gall, like we saw last night, I think we're seeing a lot of aggressive base running between not only the Renegades, but we saw it from Chillicothe last night, and we're already seeing it already from the Mustangs. So it'll go in as a single in the scorebook, but gunned down at second base was Gall, and that'll bring up Jack Mosh, the shortstop here. And if you're PJ Green, you got to be pretty happy about that. That'll give a little bit of an extra adrenaline boost to you to begin this game. As Green will deal here high again over the head of Noah Laughlin. Oh, and he missed the ball there, too. I think the sun is playing tricks with him.
That is the time of the night where that happens a little bit, because he is lower body in the shadow, or knees between knees and waist, and then the upper body in the sun.
You know, you want to see it with us being the Renegades broadcast team with that sun kind of in the middle between the mound and the plate, because that ball is going to, as it approaches the hitter, it's going to get darker. It's not going to stay the same, and that definitely can play tricks on the hitter's eyes and make it a whole heck of a lot harder to get a piece of it. It's PJ Green down 2-0 early in the count. This one will be spoiled back again. Move it to 2-1. We mentioned last night talking about PJ and possibly me having a class with him, and I don't think the chances are likely, because I found out that he plans to major in either health sciences or rehabilitation, and that is possibly as far as you could get from journalism.
You're not wrong on that.
But science is something I've always been sort of fascinated in. I didn't choose to take a path in it, but you know, science is what helps evolve the world, evolve the earth, and create new things. As this one is swung on and missed in a 3-2 count. It would have been ball 4 if Mosh didn't chase it, and that'll work it to another full count, 3-2 here. Green against Mosh. The 3-2 will be high for ball 4. So there's the first walk issued by PJ Green, and
Well,
we're going to give him a little bit of a break.
Hey, he's consistent. He's missed very high every time, so he's been consistent with that.
Definitely. It's like in golf, whenever you're hitting a hook, you know you can fix that pretty easily rather than a slice. You're gonna have some issues fixing that. But he knows what he's doing wrong, so he can put his mind to it and fix it. And we'll see if he can do that here with the center fielder batting third, Darius Freeman. Another left-handed batter early in this lineup for the Mustangs, as you don't really see that versatility on the side of the Renegades with the left-handed batters. Lots of righties on our squad, as this one will be fouled back behind the plate. 0-1 to Freeman. That one will miss low in the dirt. Ball number 2. You know, back-to-back nights we have a organist. I don't think this one is an actual organist, or maybe it wouldn't surprise me.
I don't think he is either.
But
I mean, I don't think it's a real person. The
Uh-huh.
real organist somewhere had to play it, but
You know, I love the stadium sounds. It adds so much more to a game than rather just hearing the white noise. This one's going to be chopped down the first base line. Vonderhaar missed it at first base, and it'll be down the right field line. Digging for third is Jack Mosh, and getting to second is Darius Freeman. And the Mustangs got something going here. Runners on second and third with one out. As Vonderhaar, it might have took a bad hop. It might have actually got off the bag and just missed it. Luckily, we had Evans in there to get it in quick to avoid a run on that play.
But those are the things that you cannot do when you're playing the Mustangs, because you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Have two runners in scoring position now, and you just can't afford to give them any free runs or really give them any runs at all.
Definitely. And yet again, another left-handed batter. Braden Louiscart, the left fielder, will step up to the plate as P.J. Green will try to work out of this. Corner infield playing deeper than the middle infield. In some instances, I'm kind of surprised not to see the infield in here to see if we could cut down a run, because I think P.J. Green is sort of a pitch to contact type of guy, not a sort of three strikes guy. Green will miss high there again. That's been the issue so far in this bottom of the first inning, the high ball. Which I don't know if you saw the Mets game today, but their umpire was calling a lot of high strikes, so maybe we could swap them out.
I'll be all right with that.
There was a pitch to Juan Soto early in the game that was at his neck, as this one's going to be driven to left field, and it looks like Maddox Meyer read it wrong. That's going to bring in two for the Mustangs, and standing up with the double is Braden Louiscart, and the Mustangs will take a 2-0 lead here early.
That's, again, like I said, just an unfortunate break for the Renegades. Meyer had a good beat on it, but it hit that grass, and didn't careen like he thought it would. And, you know, this is a nice place to play, very historic Phil Welch Stadium, but it definitely takes a few odd bounces from time to time.
Seems to be a common occurrence between the Mink League games and weird bounces, like last night at Chillicothe.
Yeah, we knew that field doesn't play well, though, so.
So Maddox Meyer overshot it. It's breaking for third will be Louiscart, and he is safe. So Louiscart tests the arm of Noah Laughlin, and with it he will take third base. Easton Filippi, the catcher, batting fifth at the plate. An even 1-1 count. P.J. Green will work it inside on Filippi, and he'll saw it off his hands on the third base line. That'll work it to now no balls and 2 strikes. I guess that previous pitch was called back on the scoreboard. Easton Filippi out of Staley High School will swing and miss. That's a strikeout, the first of the game for P.J. Green, and that'll move it now to 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, as P.J. will look to strand this runner on third.
Yeah, it's definitely a hole the Renegades can get out of, but like we said, that's the problem is the Mustangs, they're just very pesky. They just hang around there, and you give them an inch, they take a mile.
We'll now see Justin George, the first baseman. From William Jewell College. .6'3", redshirt junior from Queen Creek, Arizona. George will take there for a strike. That'll be 0-2. And Green's got something working here for him. Come on, PJ. Let's get out of this. Let the bats go to work. P.J. Green up in an 0-2 count to George. It'll be skidded, and coming home from third is Braden Louiscart, and the run will score. So the Mustangs will take now a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. And that was about the last thing you could have happen there in that at-bat.
Yeah, that's not how you want to script it up at all.
So the swipe of third base leads to a run on a wild pitch. But Green can have his thought free now with no runners on base, as this one's going to be dribbled to Dunn at short. Fire it over to Har at first, and that will retire the Mustangs after 6 batters. So they get 3 hits on 3 runs, no errors, and nobody left on. As we will be back for the second inning of play here from beautiful Phil Welch Stadium after this quick break on the exclusive home of Renegades Baseball, the Show Me Sports Network.
Power equipment is always cool, always. Well, unless it's not working, then power equipment is expensive. Always. Unless you get it checked with Salter Lawn Service. Don't worry about saving up for something new. Just let the experienced experts at Salter Lawn Service repair your small engines. With pickup and delivery available, saving you time and saving your wallet.
Hey, this is Stacy Salter with Salter Lawn Service. One call, we do it all. You can find us at salterlawnservice.com.
Since 1951, Ren's Automotive has been the leader in complete automotive and tire services, proudly serving the Ashland community and southern Boone County area. Servicing all makes and models of vehicles, customer satisfaction is their top priority. If your vehicle leaves you stranded, no need to worry, as Ren's Automotive offers 24-hour towing services. To schedule an appointment, call 573-657-4614 or stop by and see Terry, Peggy, Derek, and the crew at 124 East Broadway in Ashland. Ren's Automotive, your full-service automotive repair shop for over 70 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Renegades Baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network. Alongside Blake Gazaway, my name is Austin Wolkin, fulfilling my last play-by-play duties for the Renegades season. Looking forward to sticking around with Blake as we get into the playoff season, as continuing to be his color guy for the rest of this Renegades season, get me some more reps, and of course watch some great Renegades baseball as well.
Yeah, Renegades looking again to play in the playoffs on Monday, the wild card round. Just a matter of where they're going to play at this point, but we know they're playing.
Of course, that is still all up to the Carroll Merchants, as right now they lead 2-0 in the top of the 5th against the Sedalia Bombers. That is our other broadcast going on right here on the Show Me Sports Network. Easton D'Amelia has the call of that one. Of course, the son of head coach of the Renegades, Mike D'Amelia. So that will be way outside for a ball, 1-1, as we will see 5, 6, and 7 for the Renegades here in the top half of the second. And to lead it off will be Maddox Meyer, the left fielder. Meyer will take a cut at a high one, and this one will be in play to the first baseman, Justin George, and he'll come down with it in foul territory. One down early here for Chris Coy and the Mustangs, and that will bring up Carson Durnan, the third baseman for this game. Durnan going to look to get something going. Carson Durnan played quarterback for the Camdenton Lakers this past high school football season. My dad relayed that information to me. And of course, Camdenton just joined the CMAC conference. Are you familiar with the CMAC conference, Blake?
I am familiar with it.
The Central Missouri's Activities Conference has a whole bunch of mid-Missouri schools like the Hickman Cupies, the Battle Spartans, the Helias Catholic Crusaders, and the Camdenton Lakers, just to name a few. Within that football season, he led Camdenton to a 6-5 record in a Class 5 tournament win against Rolla. I believe that was the first round of districts. And Carson Durnan getting it done on more than just the baseball field. Down 0-2 early here. This one will be outside for ball number 1. Durnan looking to dig into one here. Swing and a miss, strikeout. Chris Coy sits him down. That will be the second out of the inning, and that will bring up The DH for tonight's ball game for the Renegades, number 26, Braden Gross-Close. Mentioned in our pregame open, Gross-Close pitched game number 2 of the doubleheader, went 5 innings, struck out the side in one of those innings, and really settled in as the game continued to go, as he's going to send a sky-high fly ball into center field. Darius Freeman will settle under that, and that will be the top half of the second. So the Renegades, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left. We'll send it back to the Mustangs in their bottom half of the second here on the Show Me Sports Network.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Gaedel's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie!
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gasway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gasway.
We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Renegades here in the bottom half of the second. We will see the big right-handed pitcher Carson Rustemeyer on the mound. So PJ Green, which we kind of pointed to in the pregame open, just went 1 inning. And we will see the second Renegade out there, Mr. Rustemeyer.
Yeah, we kind of expected PJ would only go 1 or 2, so we were right on our thinking.
He did his job. So PJ Green ends his day allowing 3 runs on 3 hits. He did strike out a batter. So he'll keep his head eye on that. Still seeing some warm-up pitches here from Rustemeyer. Nice throw down by Laughlin. Will bring up the number 7 DH. Number 7 batter DH, Logan Miller. Carson Rustemeyer, as this one's going to be dribbled to the third baseman, Carson Durnan. He'll fire over to first. 1 quickly down here for Rustemeyer here in the bottom half of the second. If you take a look at him out there on the live stream, you could probably guess what position he would play in football. And if you said tight end or defensive end, you are correct. He wore number 76 for the Blair Oaks Falcons this past football season in the class of 2025. Now an alum from Blair Oaks. As Logan Miller is retired 5-3 for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Tyler Gundelfinger, the third baseman. A very, very fun name to say. I will probably mention that throughout tonight's broadcast, as Gundelfinger will swing and a miss there. Even 1-1. Over your 5 years, and of course, the Mink League bringing in people from all around the world, I'm sure you've seen some pretty fun names.
There have been some, yeah.
Do any of them stick out? As this one's going to be skied. Tracking back is Jack Dunn at the shortstop position. He'll squat under it to make the play. 2 down now for the Renegades. Very efficient here from Rustemeyer. But was there any last names that stuck out to you? Do you remember?
Nothing jumping out at the moment, but always when we get some of the Japanese players, some of their names are a little tricky to say sometimes.
We saw one last night on the Chillicothe rosters. This one's going to be also popped up to Vonderhaar at first base, and that's an Impressive inning from Mr. Carson Rustemeyer. 3 up, 3 down go the Mustangs, and that will bring us now to the top of the third. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base for the Mustangs, as we will send it now to the top of the third inning here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
We welcome you back with the YMCA, an iconic song for the United States, as we have about 7 people down there in front of home plate teaching the fans how to do the YMCA dance, but it's pretty self-explanatory. As we are back for the top of the third inning, the big righty Chris Coy still out there, and he will face 8-9-1 for the Renegades, and that will begin with the catcher Nolan Laughlin. And that one will go in there for strike number 1.
Laughlin, the taco batter tonight. You hear the people chanting it, so if he strikes out, 100 people win tacos.
100 people.
I think that's what it is.
And is there a specific taco place?
From Taco Bell.
Very nice. Never been a big Taco Bell guy. So this one will be high 2-1 to Laughlin. And me and Blake here, we're hoping for a ball put in play, even if that's a bunt. We don't want these fans to get tacos tonight. As this one's going to be dribbled to the shortstop. There you go. Mosh will fire it over to first to George. Laughlin will be retired, but guess what? No tacos for the Mustangs.
Yeah, no tacos, no free tacos yet, but he'll be back around in the lineup soon enough. You'll hear him chanting the taco again.
It's a continuing thing.
It is. They do it all game until he strikes out or the game's over.
I did not know that. So Mustangs are going to have a couple more chances to win some free tacos. Are you a hard shell or a tortilla type of guy?
You know, I'm probably a soft shell kind of guy.
Gotcha. I'm both. You put the hard shell in the middle and then wrap a tortilla around it.
I like the beefy 5-layer burritos. So.
Okay. Those will run through you, though. As the bunt's going to be laid down by the number 9 man, Connor Fleeg. Thought it was going to go foul. Went fair, and then I guess went foul again, as you saw Fleeg hit a stop and go there. Connor Fleeg went to Lutheran South High School. This one will be outside. He played his sophomore collegiate ball for the Panthers at Drury University, which controls around just 1,500 students, which isn't much bigger than a majority of high schools. This one's going to be spoiled foul down the right field line. You know, baseball is one of those sports, though, and I guess it's up there with basketball, where the size of your school doesn't really matter. In football, you know, you see the major universities contend, but in basketball and baseball, what makes those sports so fun, especially at the college level, is that you get different teams every single year succeeding at their level. Fleeg down 1-2. will send this one into the right center gap, and it will get down. Fleeg will round first and halt there, retreat back to first, and that is a one-out single for the number 9 batter, Connor Fleeg. And that's exactly what you want out of your number 9 batter, is now we get to the meat of our order, leading it off with Jack Dunn now. Jack Dunn, he walked in the opening plate appearance of the game. As that was the first hit allowed by Chris Coy. Dart in there for a strike. 0-1 in the count. Swing and a miss there, 0-2. This past year for the CC Cougars, he started in all 36 games and batted .265 with 26 hits, 7 doubles, and 19 ribbies for the Columbia College Cougars. A very successful season for him, and just his early years in college. This one's going to be batted down the right field line. There to make the play is Frank Gall. So Fleeg will stay at first. Dunn is retired, and that will bring up Braden O'Neill, who struck out in his first at bat. Braden O'Neill, though, spelt differently, shares a very iconic last name with professional sports fans and the St. Louis Cardinals with Tyler O'Neill. And I know Tyler O'Neill has hit a home run on opening day for, 7 straight years? I think it's something like that. And would love to see one go out here for Braden. So it'll be high to the backstop, and Fleeg's going to get the second standing up here.
Also, not baseball related, but Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal, exactly. Lots of talented O'Neals. And oh baby, do we need a hit right here. O'Neal in a 1-1 count. Coy to deal. And that's a big hack. 1-2. O'Neal goes down. Big pitch coming. O'Neal will take high and inside for ball 2. 2-2. Fleeg with a lot of speed at second. All you need is something in the outfield, and that'll get the Renegades' first run across, especially with there being 2 outs, and he can go almost instantly. Barreled a ball, and he's off. The 2-2 to O'Neal will be skied to the first baseman, Justin George, and he will make another grab to end the Renegades' threat. So no runs with 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We'll move it to the bottom of the third, but we will see Carson Rustemeyer face the top of the lineup in Frank Gall right after this on the Show Me Sports Network.
Are you in the market to buy your first home? Maybe it's time to buy some acreage. How about invest in a new space for your growing business? No matter the need, your trusted partner in real estate is me, Izzy Smith of Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Moon Realty. I believe real estate is more than just bricks and mortar. It's the cornerstone of our lives. It's where memories are made and dreams are realized. Choosing me as your realtor, you're getting a professional, dedicated advocate who will work tirelessly to make your real estate dreams a reality. Give me a call today at 573-876-2873 or visit izzysmithhomes.com. Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Moon Realty, your hometown realtor working harder for you.
Throughout the course of any game, different actions stand out to different people. But everyone remembers a walk-off, especially if it's a walk-off wood bat. Handcrafted right here in Missouri, walk-off wood bat company bats are made with premium grade maple, ash, and birch, fully customizable to make it truly yours. From the length and weight to the barrel and handle color, you're able to customize every feature of your wood bat, including personalized engraving with a 45-day warranty. In addition to selling custom handcrafted bats, they also offer a selection of bat accessories, including lizard skin bat grips and batting gloves. To help find your confidence at the plate, give Walk-Off Wood Bat Company a call at 816-261-1014 or visit wowbats.com.
Gentlemen, welcome back to Phil Welch Stadium as the sun slowly begins to dim here in St. Joseph, Missouri. Carson Rustemeyer, as mentioned, will be back out for his second inning of work. Rustemeyer put the Mustangs down in order last inning. And we'll see the top of the lineup again for the Mustangs. Leading it off this inning will be Frank Gall, the right fielder. Rustemeyer will deal for strike number 1 to open up the inning. Frank Gall going to send this one up the middle. Braden O'Neill is there. He'll fire it in. And Frank Gall has himself a leadoff knock to begin the bottom half of the third inning. Similar to what he did in the bottom half of the first inning, he opened that up with a single, but was a little too aggressive and got gunned down, so was hesitant here, decided to stay at first base. And that'll bring up Jack Mosh, the shortstop. He walked in his first at-bat. A variety of places for fans to sit here. You have some people out in right field. The Yellow Frog Graphics party deck. Pretty cool sponsorship there for them. Looking down the left field line, it looks like we got some bouncy houses, as this one's going to be flown into left field and tracked down by Maddox Meyer. That'll be the first out of the innings for Rustemeyer, as Jack Mosh is retired, and that will bring up the center fielder Darius Freeman now. Freeman doubled in his first at-bat and was a part of that quick start against P.J. Green in the home half of the first. Rustemeyer going to step off here. 4 hits total for the Mustangs already, as this one will be dealt and off. Check that, foul tipped. Looked like it was off the glove of Noah Laughlin. Nonetheless, it's a strike down 0-1. Darius Freeman got a pretty good center field build. Quick, right-handed. He's definitely doing some things, batting third for the Mustangs, as this one will be flown over the left fielder's head in midair. Frank Gall was off on the pitch. He'll score from first, and sliding into third is Darius Freeman with an RBI triple. And the Mustangs will now take a 4-0 lead here.
Well, it looks like Chillicothe came to play. They're at Clarinda against the A's, top of the third inning. Mudcats have taken the lead 5-4. Little life in the Bombers right now. Carroll Merchants hosting the Bombers at Carroll. Top of the seventh inning, it's a 2-1 lead. Merchants leading over the Bombers.
With that RBI triple, that'll bring up Braden Lucate right after we get a mound visit here with Rustemeyer, who looked really good in his first inning of work. but I think it just shows how potent these Mustangs are, especially in the 1, 2, 3 spots. If you give them any type of pitch that's in the zone, they're gonna look to capitalize on it, and so far they've done that early on in this game.
That's what makes them the powerhouse they are in the Mink League for that reason and several others. But like I said, you give them a little bit, and you give them an inch, they take a mile, and you can't afford to have any of those kick balls, those booted balls, plays that you can't make. You just got to be at the top of your game to beat them, because we know they're sitting some guys that typically move some guys around, give some guys rest, but they're still a tough team even without their number one lineup on the diamond.
You mentioned the Mustangs being a powerhouse, and they have a total of 6 Mink League titles and actually went back-to-back in the 2011-2012 seasons. So before our time with the Renegades.
Yep, when we beat them in the 2023 season, that was the first time they had lost in a championship game in the series.
Wow.
It's almost automatic for them. They make it, they win.
So domination from the Mustangs. As after mound visit, Braden LeCoit will square off against Carson Rustemeyer, with the runner on third being Darius Freeman. This one's going to be driven to deep right field. Ranging back is Evans, and that one is onto the party deck. That is a 2-run home run for Braden LeCoit. And the Mustangs will increase their lead to 6-0 over the Jefferson City Renegades.
Lukehart obviously seeing the ball well, sends it over the party porch. I think that's the first home run to the party porch that I remember seeing here at Phil Welch Stadium. Probably not the first one to happen, but first one I remember.
Braden Lukehart with the first home run of the game, and at least for Mustangs fans, not a better place to put it than the party deck, as I'm sure they're partying over there now. And that will be all for the big right-hander and Carson Rustemeyer. A strong second inning, but the top of the lineup for the Mustangs is too much for him, as D'Amelia will come out and change arms here in the top of the third inning. Check that, bottom of the third inning.
I don't know what the umpire was doing down there. It looked like maybe he was, whoever that number 9 is, brought out something. Looked like he was maybe looking at something. I don't know if he was, can't imagine he'd be looking at a replay to see what, if that was indeed a home run, or I don't really know, because it looked pretty conclusive from here.
Previously mentioned in the pregame show, if you were there with us, Blake mentioned the idea of Carter Otto getting in for some innings, and we will see him right here to look to close out this bottom of the third. Carter Otto, the 6'1", 160-pound freshman from Lincoln University, born in St. Elizabeth, Missouri, has the very nice sidearm release, which can get to just about any batter. And we'll look for him to get to the Mustangs here with that release. As I've talked about it before with doing color with you, that's got to be so hard if you're a right-handed batter and even left-handed.
Coming from down under motion like that, the ball's it just looks different. It feels different. It catches most batters. You don't see, I mean, I'll be honest, I can't tell you the last time I saw a submariner except for Otto. The last time I saw one, I couldn't tell you when, and I've covered a whole lot of games, not just in the Mink League, but other games, and you just don't see it that often, and these batters don't see it either. So it's something that is just different. It's kind of like when you have a punter in the NFL or football in general, but who's left-footed, left-footed kicker. You know, the ball spins the opposite direction. You would think that wouldn't make much of a difference, but it does, because it's different than the right-footed kicker that spins the opposite direction. So just those little nuances, those little things like that change it up and make it impossible. Make it harder and feel impossible to get a hit or be successful.
Carson Rustemeyer ends his day with 1 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 of them earned, and 1 home run. All of that coming here in the home half of the third. And we'll look to see if Carter Otto can get these last 2 outs here. And he'll first meet Easton Filippi, the catcher. He struck out in his first at-bat. Carter Otto, he was out there early in the parking lot today as our bus that was originally scheduled for 12:30 got pushed back to 1:30. That's what it actually was, so some miscommunication there. And I saw Carter out there, and he was ready to get on the bus and just walking around. He was ready for the game tonight, and we'll see if he shows that enthusiasm here on the mound. As that one will go outside for ball number 1, a 1-1 count to Easton Felipe. Out of Lincoln University, I feel like they're becoming a hot spot for a lot of baseball players here in mid-Missouri. I have a couple friends committed there to the university to play there next spring, as this one will be chased by Felipe for strike number 2 and a 2-2 count.
Definitely becoming a hot place, considering baseball is being brought back, or was brought back this year. So when you don't have it, when you don't have it, you can't have nobody playing there.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that. They have softball?
I believe so.
Okay.
They cut the baseball program. That's actually where head coach Mike D'Amelia was coaching, and they cut the program.
Felipe will foul this one down the left field line as the kids will run it, but it bounces off the bounce house, and a kid on the hill has the ball. And he is running up the hill with it. That was right off the bounce house. The 2-2 will be outside, and how do you not bite at that, Easton? Holy. That'll work at full now. 3-2 to the Staley High School alum. Felipe is going to bloop this one into left field, but diving is Maddox Meyer, who drops the ball. He's going to fire it quickly into second to keep Easton there. But that's a grab you maybe got to have in left field.
Meyer laid out for it, but contact with the ground popped it out of the end of the glove.
So Easton will stand at first. And that will bring up the first baseman, Justin George.
Well, the Mudcats landed on Clarinda. At Clarinda, the A's trailing the Mudcats 8-4, top of the third inning. So they've scored at least 5 runs there in the inning.
Early on a pitch is Justin George. He grounded out to the shortstop, Jack Dunn, in the second inning. Actually, that was the first inning. Went 6-3. Down 0-1 in the count. Otto to George. This one will be high and outside for ball number 1. We'll look to see if Easton Felipe is aggressive on the base path here. Otto with that submarine motion will miss outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Third pitcher of the game for the Renegades in 3 innings. Carter Otto will deal, and this one will be popped up to center field. O'Neill will settle under it, fire it back in, and that'll be the second out of the inning. George flies out to center, and that'll bring up the DH now, Logan Miller, who in the bottom of the second grounded out to the third baseman, Carson Durnan. Otto gonna check on Easton at first. Weird seeing him throw over the top.
Yeah, it's different from what we're used to seeing.
Uh-huh. Otto will go outside there. That'll be called for a strike, 0-1. And there goes Felipe. Noah Laughlin going to throw down to second. And he is safe. Connor Fleeg must not have got the tag there quick enough. He looked out for my eyesight, but that is not my call to make. As Felipe will steal second base. And now Logan Miller becomes the RBI man here, possibly. With the Mustangs already up to 6-0 on the Renegades. This one will be spoiled back towards the fans on the concourse in right field. Down 1-2 in the count is Logan Miller, the DH. 7 hits for the Mustangs already, and not even in the conclusion of 3 innings. We knew that might be an issue coming into this game. This one spoiled back behind home plate. It's going to slide. Back down the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Otto to Miller. Let's get out of this, Carter. Another one fouled back onto the right field concourse. Got to watch out over there. Another one spoiled. So Logan Miller and Carter Otto are in a battle here. The 1-2 from Otto to Miller will be lined into right field. Austin Evans is going to have to come up throwing. He'll try the play at the plate. Maybe not the right decision, as with it, Logan Miller will swipe second. And Felipe and Miller will swap positions, as that is an RBI double, you might call it, for the DH Logan Miller. Now a 7-0 lead for the St. Joseph Mustangs.
Yeah, it's tough to make that call, whether you throw to second, you throw home. You're thinking maybe you can get the throw there to make the out, but then you know that there's a chance that the runner's going to take second on the throw.
We'll see Tyler Gundelfinger, the third baseman. He'll take inside for ball number 1 to begin his at-bats. 2 outs for the Renegades. Just reaching for 1 more here in the home half of the third. Lots of outside pitches from Otto. I'm sure that's due to his arm slot, with a lot of his pitches wanting to break outside. Wanting hitters to think it's going to break in, but it dives back out. This one will be high for the third ball of the at-bat. 3-0 to the Mustangs' third baseman, who popped out to shortstop in his first at-bat. The 3-0 will be high and outside for ball 4. That will be the first walk issued by Carter Otto. And that will bring up the number 9 hitter for the Mustangs, Truman Bodenhausen, the second baseman. He popped out to first base, which that was the final out of the dominant second inning for Rustemeyer. Bodenhausen will take outside for ball number 1. Otto having a hard time finding his spot in the outside portion of the zone. Do I dare say that it's a tight zone tonight from the home plate umpire? As this has been a long, long home half of the third. That won't be in there for strike number 1. If you remember, Frank Gall led off the inning with a single, and he's due up right after Truman Bodenhausen here if he were to get on base. Bodenhausen will take a cut at that one outside. Work it back to another 2-strike count. 2-2 for Carterado. The Renegades have struggled to finish 2-strike at-bats this whole game. Can they finish one here? Otto to Bodenhauser. This one will be outside and work it full. 3-2. I would think the runners would be off here.
Yeah, most likely safe bet. They'll be taking off with the pitch.
With the motion of Otto. Bodenhausen in a 3-2 count will send this one to right field. You got 3 Renegades over there. Who's going to make it? It'll drop down foul.
Nobody but foul territory saves it.
That was the 4th man, you might say.
Yep. Ends up being a strike, but we're full, so
no harm, no foul.
Changes.
We thank the fantastic foul lines here at Phil Welch Stadium in St. Joseph, Missouri. Pretty close to the border of Missouri from Missouri, Kansas. Strike 3, got him looking. Truman Bodenhausen, good night. As Carterado leaves 2 runners on here in the home half of the 3rd. The Mustangs do get a couple runs, though, as we're going to send it now to the top of the 4th inning with your Renegades trailing 7-0. We'll be right back here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Riverville Christian Academy has been providing a strong biblical foundation and academic excellence within a Christian environment to students for more than 16 years. Located in Jefferson City, Riverville Christian Academy offers kinder prep through 8th grade. Riverville Christian Academy's primary goal is the discipleship of the next generation to impact the world for Christ. Average class sizes are just 16 students with a student body composed of families from over 30 area churches. Kinder prep offerings include 3 and 5 full-day sessions, with kindergarten offering a half-day and full-day programs. To find out more about Riverville Christian Academy, call them at 573-634-3983.
There's no better way to celebrate a special event or show someone just how important they are to you than gifting them something handcrafted from Country with a Heart. Handmade in mid-Missouri, Country with a Heart specializes in hand-built woodworking projects for every occasion. Their design collection includes children's furniture, doll furniture, household items, holiday decor, outdoor decorations, custom projects, and everything in between. To view their full inventory of projects, visit countrywithaheart.com and find them on Facebook by joining the Country with a Heart group page.
Thank you all for tuning in to Renegades Baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network. As at the bottom portion of your YouTube live stream, you might have just saw a car along the dirt path surrounding Phil Welch Stadium, as it's now going to make its way out of the stadium. Whole bunch of kids, and I believe a mascot was in there too. So another unique tradition that the Mustangs display here in the final game of the regular season for the Jefferson City Renegades. The Mustangs will still play one more tomorrow. And then we will get into playoff mode all next week. So to recap the bottom of the 3rd, it was a lot. The Mustangs went through 9 batters. They tallied 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 2 on base with the strikeout looking to Bodenhausen. So Otto works out of the jam, and we will now see the Renegades back to work as Austin Evans will lead it off, the right fielder. He grounded into his fielder choice, his first at-bat. We'll see 3, 4, and 5 here as the lefty Evans will get set to face Chris Coy. Looks like we have a new pitcher, actually. It is not Chris Coy. His day is done with a 7-run lead. This one will be high for ball 3. We will see Max Pitts on the mound now for the Mustangs. Evans ahead 3-0 in the count. We'll take this one for strike number 1. Renegades in a little bit of a deficit here. But it's nothing that they can't claw back from. Evans 3-1. That'll miss high. Ball number 4 to the Southern Boone alum. He will trot down to first base.
Well, a quick update here from the Mink League scoreboard. Still an 8-4 Mudcat lead over the Clarinda A's. That's top of the 4th. Mudcat scored 6 runs there, but the Bombers have arrived as they're at Carroll. The Merchants and Bombers matching up. It's a 3-2 score in favor of Sedalia, top of the 8th inning.
Thank you very much, Blake, for that scoreboard update. As we'll see the cleanup first baseman, Drew Vonderhaar. He also grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Vonderhaar will spoil this one back. Oh, 2 to Vonderhaar. Will be sent to right field, and it'll drop. The right fielder is going to let it get down, but he'll have a throw to second. And gunned down is Austin Evans, who's in a tricky situation there. The right fielder, he just makes the throw over to second to get the force out. So that'll go in as a fielder choice for Vonderhaar. And with 1 out and 1 on, we will see Maddox Meyer, the left fielder. Chris Coy finishes his day with 3 innings, 1 hit, and he struck out 2 batters. So a dominant 3 innings for Chris Coy. So Vonderhaar and Evans swap positions with Meyer at the plate in a 1-0 count. Make that now 2-0. Popped out to first base in his first at-bat. This one will miss outside. Another 3-0 count for Max Pitts. Out of the 3 batters he's faced so far, 2 of them have gone to 3-0 now. Issues finding the zone here. Does Meyer have the green light? No, he will take ball 4, and that will be the second walk issued by Max Pitts, and that will move runners now to first and second with Carson Durnan, the third baseman, coming up to hit. He struck out in his first at-bat. Durnan filling the duties for Alex. As he gets the day off. A quick visit between the battery duo now.
You know, I get a kind of a luxury that I don't normally get tonight with you doing play-by-play is I've got the Sedalia game pulled up, listening to that while listening to you in the other ear. So Bombers actually take a 5-2 lead over the Carroll Merchants in the top of the 8th inning. That's big for the Renegades because the Merchants have to win today and tomorrow in order to move past the Renegades.
That is very key. Of course, Easton Amelia on the call for that, as that one will squeak by Easton Felipe. And Vonderhaar and Meyer will move up now into scoring position, second and third.
It's also very weird he's talking about us while we're talking about him.
Oh, yeah. That is my good buddy Easton D'Amelia. Co-worker of mine. Of course, wrestles at William Woods. Played baseball for Blair Oaks.
He also's played for the Renegades a few seasons, been a bullpen catcher for most of his life, too, for the Renegades.
He's a very active guy. Lots of energy from Easton. He displays a lot.
Definitely is.
Easton's been covering the Bombers this whole entire Mink League season, as this one will be into the dirt. Nice job by Laughlin to break it, or excuse me, Felipe to break it down there. 2-1 now for Carson Durnan, with a chance to put 2 on the board here for the Renegades here in the home in the away half of the 4th. Durnan will take outside for ball number 3. Another 3-ball count for Max Pitts. Let's go to work, Carson. Durnan in a 3-1 count. Pitts will deal. Swung on and missed by Carson Durnan. It looked to be outside. Durnan went after it. And it will be now a full count to the Renegades' third baseman. Pitcher versus hitter. Who will win? Durnan cut on a miss, strike 3. That will be Max Pitts' first strikeout of the day. Second strikeout for Carson. That'll be the second out of the inning, and that will bring up the DH, Braden Gross-Close. Max Pitts, I think, went with 2 very similar pitches on strike 2 and strike 3 there to Carson Durnan. Kind of low and away. Whatever it did, it made Durnan's eyes wide. As Gross-Close will take ball number 1 there. Another cut there. 1-1.
Yeah, that was kind of like Inception, where we were talking about Easton, he was talking about us, and we were talking about the same thing about they got to win 2 games. The Merchants do to. They don't win both, then the Renegades claim the home playoff game, 1 of 2 home games on Monday.
Very interesting, you know. Very, very interesting. Maybe some interconnected thinking there, as Gross-Close will fly out to center field, and that will end the threat for the Renegades here in the top half of the 4th. So the Renegades get no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave 2 on base. We'll move now to the bottom of the 4th with the Mustangs leading 7-0 here on the Show Me Sports Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
We are State Tech. We are hands-on education. When you choose the #1 2-year college in the country, you know you will be ready for your career. That's why at State Tech we say, from the classroom to your career, we are the employer's choice. We are State Tech.
At the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift, we know a gift is more than a box or a bag with a pretty bow. A gift is the lifetime of love that you share. It's friends who grow as close as family. It's moments and milestones, both big and small. Whether receiving or giving, a gift brings joy and happiness. That's why, since 2018, we've made it easier to gift for those you love. Stop by the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift at 108 Corporate Lake Drive in Columbia, or call 573-443-4438. Let us help you find that perfect gift for every occasion.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to the press box here in St. Joseph, Missouri, as we will see now the 4th pitcher of the game for the Renegades. It'll be Ethan Milius onto the mound. So Carter Otto concludes his day after 2/3 of an inning. And he will see the potent top of the lineup for the Mustangs in Gall, Mosh, and Freeman.
Well, as we said, the pregame show, we may not know what Monday would look like till tomorrow, but if the Bombers can hold on to the 5-2 victory, then we would know what Monday potentially looks like from the standpoint of the Renegades would know where they're playing and when. Not who, maybe, but at least the when and the where.
As Milius will throw his last warm-up pitch. And we will see Frank Gall for his third at-bat of the game. He singled to lead off the game, singled in the third. Against two different pitchers. So in his third at-bat, he will see his third different pitcher in Ethan Milius. As the first pitch to him will be high and outside for a ball, 1-0. This one will be high for ball 1, 1-1. More than any other game I've seen this year. Lots of balls getting to the back of the net.
Yeah, it does seem like there's been a lot of foul balls for sure.
Just pitches missing high, and then also one spoiled away left and right. Hopefully the Mustangs got a lot of balls in stock, or a lot of truthful kids that will give them back. I'm sure they have a reward, just like a majority of the Mink League.
They actually don't here.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're the only for-profit team in the league. Guess you can afford to do those things.
Yes, that one's going to be yanked down the right field line towards the party deck. Ranging back is Evans, and it's going to be called a home run. That's a home run for Frank Gall, the second one of the game for the Mustangs. And they will now increase their lead to 8-0.
Well, again, I don't know the last time we've seen a home run here. I know you've never seen one by virtue of never coming. Well, you've seen one before this, but
during this game.
But yeah, by virtue of never having been to Field Welch Stadium, so to see two is, yeah, like I said, I can't remember the last time I saw a home run here.
As that one barely got over, I know there was some confusion over there with Evans debating if it was a home run or not. First base judge called it a home run, and it's another run for the Mustangs here.
That or he was saying raise the roof.
Yeah. So Frank Gall is now 3 for 3 on the day. And I will add a home run to my scorecard next to his name. As we'll now see the shortstop, Jack Mosh, who's down 0-1 early here to Ethan Milius. This one will be fouled back to the net. 0-2 now. So not the start you're looking for Ethan with your first batter faced. But that takes away the nerves from you, and you can go to work now. The 0-2. This one's going to be chopped up the middle and through. Jack Mosh will have his first hit of the day.
Somebody's in trouble with the fireworks. The white Kia's parked in the wrong spot, I think. Fortunately, if that's your Kia, you better go claim it. I know it's not yours, but I think they'll tow it if they have to.
That would be a...
Yeah, at least you get to see a good fireworks show, but then you'd have no way home.
Because this one's going to skirt by Laughlin, and digging for second, standing up will be Mosh. He'll take a wide round at second, but halt there. So Darius Freeman will now step up to the plate. He doubled in his first and had an RBI triple in his second at bat, and he's looking for a cycle here possibly today. He's already halfway to it. We hope he doesn't get there, of course. Up 1-0. Now 2-0. As this game got away from the Renegades quickly. That one's in there for a strike. The first one to Darius Freeman at the center field position. Boy, did we see a lot of fun plays last night from the Mudcats center fielder, Jerion Pickerney. He was making a heck of a lot of good plays out there.
Yeah, he made some highlight reels for sure.
Milius will fire low, and it'll bounce. Another nice job by Noah Laughlin to block that one and to contain Jack Mosh at second.
Mink League does not have golden gloves, but he was vying for one last night.
Without a doubt. You know, the outfield was solid, but the shortstop position for the Mudcats was not too dependent. I go back to it again. Jordy Ventura had a rough night at shortstop for the Chillicothe Mudcats. As Ethan Millis down 3-1, the count will deal to Freeman low in the zone. Ball number 4, and that is a walk to the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Darius Freeman. And that now brings up Braden Lukart, who hit a 2-run home run in his last at-bat. He got the home run party started, you might say, with the home run earlier this inning by Frank Gile. That was the second one of the game. Braden Lukart, 2 for 2 on the day. He also had a 2 RBI double, so 4 RBIs. As there, he will be hit by the pitch, and that will now load the bases for the St. Joseph Mustangs. And the battery duo of Ethan Milius and Noah Laughlin will have a conference out on the mound to figure out what's going wrong. And I think it's just Ethan not commanding the zone, but I don't blame him, because whenever you do throw one in the zone, it's going to be sent to the outfield or in a hole, or they're going to get contact on it. And by contact, I mean great contact.
Yeah, it's a unfortunate thing there for the Mustangs. They're seeing the ball well right now, and you're right. You put anything in there, there's a good chance it's going somewhere in the outfield. Just got to figure out how to work around that.
So we'll see the catcher now, Easton Felipe, at the plate. Take the first one for ball number 1. He struck out in his first, singled in his second. And with the bases loaded here, he has a chance to do some damage. There's one in there, and Ethan needed that. That's in there for strike 1. 1-1 to the Mustangs catcher. As this 2-game win streak for the Renegades to nothing lead for the St. Joseph Mustangs. A 2 RBI single by Easton Felipe off the glove of a diving Austin Evans. So Mosh and Freeman come around to score, and that will be the day for Ethan Milius.
A quick update with that Carroll and Sedalia ball game. They go to the top of the 9th inning. Merchants and Bombers. It's a 5-3 advantage. Bombers over the Merchants. So again, as we said, if Carroll loses one of these 2 games, one tonight, one tomorrow, they lose one of those 2 games, then they will be on the road on Monday, and the Renegades will be at home. If they win both, there's a good chance they're at home and the Renegades are on the road. It's a 10-0 ball game here. Also, quick check at Clarinda. The A's hosting the Chillicothe Mudcats. Top of the fifth inning, Mudcats 8, the A's 4.
So Ethan Milius finishes his day unable to record an out, giving up 3 hits with 3 runs, 2 walks. One of those hits was a solo shot to begin the 4th by Frank Gall. And the new pitcher for the Renegades will be number 27, that's right. Number 7, Nolan D'Amelia, and coach's son, correct. So Easton's younger brother will get to be the 5th pitcher of the game for the Renegades. So 10 runs on 10 hits for the Mustangs. At the start of the game, it was 91 degrees, and I think it's fair to say it still feels like that, especially in here. Nolan D'Amelia. It's going to keep on and look to get out of this jam that the Renegades are in and try to record the first out here.
You kind of see that firsthand experience, what I said about the Renegades, that, or for the Mustangs rather, that you give them an inch, they take a mile. You can't afford to make any mistakes. You can't afford to not be at the top of your game. That's part of why they are sitting where they're sitting atop the Mink League. That's why they've only lost 7 games. They've lost 8 in total, but 7 of those is Mink League games compared to another season of 20-plus wins. They sit at 27-7. And you got to be on your A game wholeheartedly.
As the first batter, D'Amelia will see, is the first baseman, Justin George. He's 0 for 2 on the day. D'Amelia will miss outside. Check that, that'll be a strike. Threw that in there for the first one of the at-bat. Justin George has had a lot of action over there at first base. On the defensive side of the ball, lots of pop-ups going his way. So this one is going to be past Laughlin, and both Mustangs will move up bases as the struggles for the Renegades on the mound continue. D'Amelia with the glove in his face will work out of the windup still with runners on base. Now in a 1-2 count. D'Amelia very outspoken, just like his brother. And a very athletic D'Amelia family. This one's going to be chopped towards the third base line and foul. Nice play over there by the head coach of the St. Joseph Mustangs, Johnny Coy, who is very tall. I think he registers in at about 6'8". Born right here in St. Joseph, Missouri. As this one is swung on and missed by Justin George, and in Easton D'Amelia's first at bat, he will strike out his first batter. And that will be the first out of the inning for the Renegades. As Johnny Coy was actually drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays in round 45, the 1,369th pick overall in the 2011 MLB draft, as this one's going to be driven into center field. Braden O'Neill's going to come up with it, firing towards home. The throw will be late and bounced off the chest of Laughlin. Standing up at second base is Logan Miller. With it, he'll drive in 2 more runs, and the Mustangs will now take a 12-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So we'll see Tyler Gundelfinger now, the third baseman, who popped up the shortstop, walked, and now has a chance here in the 4th to get another run across for these here Mustangs. Emilio will get an off speed in there for a strike one. 0-1. As the Mustangs have really poured it on these last 2 innings. There's one outside for a ball, 1-1. Mustangs are 7-3 in their last 10 ball games. Renegades match that as well at 7-3. So successful baseball being played by both teams, as this one's going to be skied to left field. O'Neill will call off Meyer. Miller will stay at second, and that will be the second out of the inning, as that will bring up the second baseman, Truman Bodenhausen. For his third AB, he struck out looking in his last at-bat.
Bombers putting a little more insurance in. Top of the 9th, they lead 6-3 now.
That's exactly what we want to see, especially with this score on the scoreboard.
Exactly right.
The Bombers are helping us out, as this one's going to be lined to second base. He's still able to come up with it, and the throw will be late. So Truman Bodenhausen beats the throw.
Bodenhausen, also a name that's very synonymous with baseball in this area for the Mustangs. There was a Noah Bodenhausen playing for several years here before Truman came in.
Very nice. You got to love the family connections within these Mink League team organizations, as D'Amelia will deal here for strike number 1. As we are back to the top of the lineup yet again, it is Frank Gall, the right fielder, who is 3 for 3 on the day and actually homered previously this inning. We have batted around, ladies and gentlemen. As Gall will take a hack at this one and roll it over to Fleeg at second base. He'll fire and retire the Mustangs. But not after 5 runs were scored here in the home half of the 4th inning. They were able to bat around, and the Renegades will look to chop away at this 12-0 Mustangs lead. We'll be back after this right here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. The state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to St. Joseph, Missouri, as the Mustangs will send on their third pitcher of the game. It will be number 17, Jaron Guck. As the Renegades will look to chop away here at this 12-0 deficit. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Renegades here. Laughlin, Fleeg, and Dunn in the top of the 5th.
We'll get to see our taco batter again.
Yes, Laughlin due to lead off this inning. So we will see if Jaron Guck can
Gets to be pretty heated, you know.
get the 3 strikeouts and or get the three strikes. You know, I would think that's what the Mustangs fans are all still here for, pretty much. Just seeing if they can get 100 free tacos.
You know, it's one of those things, too, that you never want to be the taco batter, but it always is up to the batter on how much fun they have. A lot of times when you see them strike out, at least in our experience, they'll tip the hat, say, you're welcome for the tacos.
As you hear the echoing taco chants, and the first pitch to Laughlin will be does not look like it's Laughlin wearing number 4 at the plate. We might have a...
Yeah, I think it's him.
It is him, so... It is him, excuse me, yes. Discombobulated there. There's strike 2, and it's not looking good. We'll...
Hear the taco chant come on a little stronger.
Laughlin down 0-2. We'll take inside, and there is 100 free tacos for the
Now
Mustangs.
it's going to rain tacos. So Laughlin does get the, I guess, the taco. They need something to give the player, like, you know, the taco hat, the taco something.
You know, maybe we just did that so we could maybe rush over to Taco Bell after the game and steal a couple of those.
You know, sometimes they do have a few coupons at the end left, and it's like, no, because it has to be used here. So
okay.
It's like, no, I don't need one, thank you.
So Laughlin is retired for the first out here in the 5th. He goes down looking, and that will bring up the second baseman, Connor Fleeg, who singled in his last at-bat back in the 3rd inning. So Jaron Guck, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Now 4 pitches, 4 strikes, and 5 pitches, 5 strikes. Jaron Guck is sticking around the zone, and the Renegades are just waiting. But I don't know what they're waiting for. Down 12-0, you got nothing to lose to these here Mustangs. If you're down this much, go down swinging. Try to get a rip. This one will be outside for the first ball thrown from Jaron Guck. Connor Fleeg last night went 4 for 5 with 4 singles between the 2 games in the doubleheader against the Mudcats, as he'll go down swinging here. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Jaron Guck. And I guess you could include this game now for Connor Fleeg. That would make him 5 for 6, 5 for 7 in his last 3 games with 5 singles for the second baseman of the Renegades. So with that second strikeout of the inning, we will move back to the top of the lineup and see the shortstop, Jack Dunn, here. Dunn will take high for ball number 1. Dunn played the first game yesterday in the doubleheader. Sat in the second one. It was weird not seeing him in the leadoff spot. At Columbia College this past year, he finished with honors in academic All-AMC. So getting it done on the field and the classroom as well, which you love to see that. He also shares the name of a minor leaguer for the Detroit Tigers who plays the same position as him at shortstop. That Jack Dunn was drafted in the 20th round and was overall picked 603 by the Washington Nationals after attending the College of Northwestern.
Yeah, it's not like a super common name, but obviously Jack and Dunn separate are relatively common. So
He's in a hitter's count now. 3-1, and this one's going to be popped up. And who's going to have it? The third baseman, Tyler Gundelfinger, will make the grab, and that will end the inning on just 12 pitches for Jaron Guck, 2 of them for strikeouts. And we will now send it now to the bottom of the 5th inning here with the Renegades trailing 12-0 here on the Show Me Sports Network.
The Boone County Journal is the hometown newspaper of Ashland and Hartsburg since 1969. We know you're busy. Let us keep up with Southern Boone happenings for you. We cover social events, school sports, local government, Southern Boone history, obituaries, and more. Subscribe to the Journal today and get the paper delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. Digital version also available. Call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojo.com. Independent and veteran owned.
Power equipment is always cool, always. Well, unless it's not working, then power equipment is expensive. Always. Unless you get it checked with Salter Lawn Service. Don't worry about saving up for something new. Just let the experienced experts at Salter Lawn Service repair your small engines. With pickup and delivery available, saving you time and saving your wallet.
Hey, this is Stacy Salter with Salter Lawn Service. One call, we do it all. You can find us at salterlawnservice.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Phil Welch Stadium, the home of the St. Joseph Mustangs, alongside color, producer, engineer, Blake Gazaway. My name is Austin Wilkin. Yeah, all of the above. As it has been,
scorekeeper, score watcher, that's
score
what I
watcher,
should say.
Keeping us updated with the standings and scores around the Mink League. My name is Austin Wilkin, and despite the score, we've had a pretty fun night up here in the press box, especially for me getting to see all of these unique traditions and a whole bunch of mascots that the Mustangs provide. I mean, is that a chicken egg out there in front of
that is
plate?
You've not seen their little their Mustang. I'm drawing a blank on what its name is at the moment, but they have the full-size Mustang. They have a little one. Boy, what is his name? I'll think of it in a minute. But they've got a little one, and they've had Santa Claus here, and all kinds of things to celebrate Christmas in July.
Yeah, you might have seen that during our pregame conversation. Santa Claus threw out one of the first pitches, one of the many first pitches. I don't know really how you would label that. But the first pitch in there to Jack Mosh to lead off the inning went for a ball. As this one's going to be grounded to the shortstop, Dunn. And retired is Jack Mosh to begin the inning.
That was a tough play. Dunn has to go over to D'Amelia, threw the glove up, but couldn't put anything on it. So Dunn has to charge, transfer the ball, make the throw. Just got him in time.
You know, I thought that was wrong. I've been saying Easton's name this whole time. It's Nolan D'Amelia. I was looking at that for a while, and I thought that couldn't quite be right. So,
you're in the right family.
You know, it seems like most of our conversations have been about Easton tonight.
Well, he's got a pretty important role there, keeping us updated.
As that one will be in for a strike. 1-1 now.
There's one out in the bottom of the 9th with one on there, and Carroll, runner at third base.
So Carroll trying to get something going. We're hoping not. As Darius Freeman is hit by the pitch, and he will make the long walk down to first base. As that'll bring up Braden Lucart. Got to work on my my handwriting so I can read those better. Still evolving, still getting better. That's all you can strive for. As Braden is 2 for 2 on the day, a 2 RBI double, a 2-run home run, and then his last at bat he was hit by a pitch. As this one's going to be driven out to center field. Braden O'Neill is going to range back and make the grab. And Darius Freeman will retreat back to first base. As that will bring up now the catcher, Easton Felipe. He had that big 2 RBI single last inning. Drove in Mosh and Freeman on that. And Freeman back on base here for him at first. Two outs here in the bottom of the fifth. This one's going to be rolled over to Connor. Second and retired at first base is Easton Felipe, as that will put an end to the bottom of the fifth inning here for the Mustangs. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We will be back for the 6th inning right here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 1951, Ren's Automotive has been the leader in complete automotive and tire services, proudly serving the Ashland community and southern Boone County area. Servicing all makes and models of vehicles, customer satisfaction is their top priority. If your vehicle leaves you stranded, no need to worry, as Ren's Automotive offers 24-hour towing services. To schedule an appointment, call 573-657-4614 or stop by and see Terry, Peggy, Derek, and the crew at 124 East Broadway in Ashland. Ren's Automotive, your full-service automotive repair shop for over 70 years.
We are back here for Renegades baseball. Renegades trail at 7-0 here with just 1 hit through 5 innings as they look to go to work here at the top of the 6th. They're going to continue to dig and claw for their first run of tonight's ball game to try not to go home empty-handed. As this place is packed in even more as the game has went on. Really no seats open down the foul lines. And if you're head coach Mike D'Amelio, what do you tell your players down 12-0, you think? Keep fighting? As the Carroll Merchants.
Yeah, they just hit a 2-run home run, so tied 6 apiece.
Wow, the Carroll Merchants just tied the ball game, and when I thought nothing more could go wrong for the Renegades, it has. And I wouldn't blame you if you went and joined Easton's broadcast for a second to see what the heck is going on over there.
I got it in.
Oh, yeah. Blake's got it in. We're going to continue to do our job here at the intriguing Phil Welch Stadium. As to lead off the inning for the Renegades will be Braden O'Neill. Down 0-1 early. This one will be spoiled back. That'll move it to 0-2. New arm out there for the Mustangs. Number 27, Caden Carter. I believe that's a 27. It is hard to read it with those black jerseys in the.
Yeah, they're like the city City font, city jerseys, MLB.
With that maroon border surrounding the numbers, it is tough to see at night. So this one's going to be popped into right field. With it, the right fielder, Frank Gall, will have it, and one down here in the top of the 6th. As for the Mustangs, it is now Andrew Clark into the game, wearing number 29. So I was close. 7 and a 9. O'Neill will fly out to right to begin the inning, and that will bring up now
a pinch hitter here. Towel's going to step in.
A pinch hitter for the Renegades. Tyler Towle. He's going to get some action. He got into the second game last night. Contributed in a lot of ways. He'll go down 0-1 here early. So Austin Evans finishes his day 0 for 1 with a walk. With Tyler Towle stepping into his position. Tyler will take a cut at that one and fall down now 1-2 in the count with one out here. With the lone hit from the Renegades coming from second baseman Connor Fleeg. That was back in the 3rd inning. As this one from Towle is going to be rolled over to the third baseman, Tyler Grundlefinger, who will fire wildly, and it will be offline. And the speed from Tyler Towle shows us he'll beat the throw to first. And we're going to write that in as a hit in the scorebook, I think.
Yeah, the first baseman trying to say he got the tag down. Nope, they'll have a quick conversation and say, nope, he's safe.
And we're going to give a hit on that to Mr. Tyler Towle. I think he would have beat the throw nonetheless.
Yeah, the throw just came off high out of the third baseman's hand, and I couldn't tell from here how close a tag was or wasn't, so we'll have to defer to the umpires down there.
Being aware of possible new pinch hitters, this will still be number 25, Drew Vonderhaar at first base. Towle over at first. Vonderhaar down in an 0-1 count. With Andrew Clark dealing. Renegades got a guy on. We'll see if they can get one across home plate here. Vonderhaar down in an 0-2 count. This one will be lined past the third baseman into left field. Braden Lucart will come up firing, and that will keep Towle at second. And the Renegades got something cooking here. 1 out, 2 runners on, and that will bring up Maddox Meyer, the left fielder. Tyler Grundlefinger. Back-to-back plays going towards him. Couldn't come up with this one. And Maddox Meyer, who is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk, will step up to the plate. That was Drew Vonderhaar's first hit of the night after grounding into 2 fielder choices. As Meyer will take a big swing at this one and come up short, as it looks like it got the catcher. Maybe not. I don't know what that was all about. As the home plate umpire is going to have a conversation here with Andrew Clark. Though I don't know what that was about. I don't know if it was to give the catcher some time if he got hit.
That's probably what it was.
Yep, he gives him the pat on the back there. So that was that instance. Showing some respect to Easton Filippi behind the plate for the Mustangs. Max Meyer down 0-1. With the first baseman, Justin George, playing in front of the runner at first, and Drew Vonderhaar.
They go to the top of the 10th inning, and Carroll tied 6 apiece.
1-1 to Meyer as he's going to send a sky-high fly ball towards center field. Darius Freeman will gather it and fire it in, and that will be the second out of the inning for Andrew Clark, and that will bring up Carson Durnan, the third baseman. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, so you might say he's due here.
First offering here to Durnan. That'll be a chopper foul on the third base side.
I had to get a sip of my Gatorade. With the new mashups, I got the lemon, lime, and orange combination together. And we made a stop at a pretty nice convenience store along the highway. We traveled to get here to St. Joseph, had a whole bunch of options like a Baskin Robbins, a Dunkin' Donuts, possibly. And there's this nice pretzel base as places. This one will be grounded into the dirt. Both Vonderhaar and Tao will move up to second and third, but me and Blake went to this pretzel place, and it was, Andy said it was a little bit overrated, but I thought it was pretty darn good.
It was no Annie's Pretzels, but it was pretty good. I guess maybe what is it? Annie's.
Auntie Anne's.
That's it. You knew what I was saying.
Yep. As this one is going to be lined up the middle for Carson Durnan. Rounding second and digging for home is Maddox is Drew Vonderhaar, and he will be safe. And the Renegades will get their first 2 runs of the ball game.
Well, like you said, Durnan was due, and he got the dividends there.
So Carson Durnan drives in the first 2 runs for the Renegades here tonight, cutting the deficit now to 10, 12-2 Mustangs. So that'll bring up now Braden Gross-Close, the DH. As he'll look to continue this 2-out rally here for the Renegades. The first pitch will be outside for ball number 1. Gross-Close on the day has flown out to center field in both of his previous at-bats. Another one outside. That'll move the count to 2-0. Gross-Close with the chance to do some damage. We'll take another one low and move it to 3-0. And this goes back to what I said last night. With the deficit, you got the green light here. Go ahead and make something happen. You know you're going to get a fastball or some pitch in the zone from Andrew Clark. As Gross-Close will take ball 4, and that's just as good. So that will move Carson Durnan to second, Gross-Close to first, and it will bring up the catcher Noah Laughlin now. Laughlin 0 for 2, struck out looking in his last at-bat. And he has a chance to be the RBI man here to get another one across for the Renegades. As this one will be back to the backstop. And I'm getting deja vu from what happened earlier this inning. Both Durnan and Gross-Close will move up a base. And that puts Laughlin now in a great position to drive in 2 more runs.
Yeah, that one just spiked into the dirt there in front of home plate, bounced over the catcher.
Noah Laughlin up 1-0. If we were at a Texas A&M game, they'd be chanting ball 5 now, as there's one in there for a strike. The first and 5 pitches, that'll work it back to 1-1. Noah Laughlin also might be due here. Laughlin's going to hit a chopper that's foul down the third base line. Fleeg's going to fire that one over to the Mustangs dugout, showing off the arm. Laughlin down 1-2 here. And he will drive one into left field, and it's going to get down. Scoring is Durnan, being held as Gross close. And Noah Laughlin has himself an RBI single and will cut the deficit to 9, 12-3 Mustangs. Noah Laughlin drives in a run.
Good piece of hitting there of Laughlin to just, very gently just lay it out there into left field as he lays it out there. Drives in the run. That does break that 10-run deficit now.
This is the guy you want to see up, Connor Fleeg. In his last 3 games, 5 for 7 with 5 singles. Runners at the corners, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Andrew Clark trying to work out of it. The 1-1 to Fleeg will be in the dirt for ball number 2. Corner infielders are pinched in. Third baseman will draw back now. Justin George loves playing in on that infield grass. Will now cover first base with Nolan over there at first, as this one's going to be spoiled back behind home plate. That'll keep the count at 2-2. Connor Fleeg on the day is 1 for 2. He struck out in his last at-bat, singled in the second. That was the first hit for the Renegades and the only hit until this inning. Back-to-back singles by Tyler Tal and Drew Vonderhaar. They both scored from an RBI single from Carson Durnan. As this one will drop in, and it is called a ball. That was pretty close, Blake.
Yeah, I don't think I'd take that again, but they got a much closer view than we do up here, but it looked pretty solid.
Who are we to make the call? So Connor Fleeg with a 3-2 count. Runners will be off with the motion from Andrew Clark. Fleeg will push this one down the right field line, and it will get out of play. So that'll keep the count at 3-2. Fleeg looking to draw in another run for the Renegades as their offense slowly starts to come alive here later in tonight's ball game. Fleeg will hit a chopper to the second baseman, who bobbles, and Fleeg safe at first. Gross close will score from third.
Never say never.
And it is now 12-4 Mustangs. Nolan Laughlin will stay at second. Connor Fleeg shows off his speed. It just shows you can't have any mishaps with Fleeg running down the base path, and that will bring up the top of the lineup now. Jack Dunn, the shortstop, with 2 runners on. This one will go in there for a strike, 0-1. Jack Dunn walked in his first at-bat and then flew out and popped out in his second and third ABs. This will be his 4th AB of the game. With the Renegades pushing across, 4 runs, is done with a drive to deep left field. Raging back is Braden Lukehart, and it's gone. That is a 3-1 jack, a 3-run jack from Jack Dunn, the shortstop, and the Renegades are clawing back as the score is now 12-7.
Like I said, I can't tell you the last time we've seen a home run here. And now we've seen 3 today, 2 by the Mustangs, 1 by the Renegades.
A 3-run home run for Jack Dunn. Cuts the deficit to 5.
You know what's even better up there, looking at a 7 spot? An 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever spot.
Yep. My goodness, what a 6th inning rally from the Renegades as they will now bat around with Braden O'Neill back up to the plate. He flew out to right field to begin this inning. All of this coming with 2 outs, as the Carroll Merchants have now took an 8-6 lead in the bottom of the 10th.
Now it's over.
And that is your final score. So the Carroll Merchants do win, and that's going to make things scary for the Renegades if they can't claw back here. This one's going to be sent behind home plate. I'll make it 1-1, and that is so unfortunate.
Yeah, but, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate, but you got to do the things you got to do to make it work. And it's nice to have some help from your friends, but
this one will be jacked foul. But O'Neill had all of that just a little bit too early. He'll fall down 1-2. 2 outs here. Bases cleared from the 3-run home run by Jack Dunn, as this one will be high for ball 2. 2-2. Strike 3. Braden O'Neill goes down looking to end a very exciting top of the 6th for the Jefferson City Renegades, as they pushed across their first 7 runs of the game and will look to halt the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th. As you're listening and watching exclusive coverage of Jefferson City Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Gaedel's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gazway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gazway.
The Renegades strike with 7 runs in the top half of the 6th as the dice continue to roll down here at Phil Welch Stadium. As the Mustang fans can settle back into their seats as we have a close ball game yet again here, folks. Renegades put across 7 runs, most of them coming with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. And due up for the Mustangs this inning, it'll be 6, 7, and 8.
Renegades putting up that 7 spot. They did so on 5, well, less than 5 hits, because they had a couple coming into the inning, so.
Yeah.
Good work just to keep running around the base path.
Before that 6th inning, they had 1 hit tallied, and that was from the second baseman, Connor Fleeg. In total in that inning, they put across 6 hits and 7 runs. Looks like on the scoreboard they counted a couple of those as errors, but we're going to give our hitters a little bit of a break, as leading it off will be Justin George for the Mustangs. Nolan D'Amelia still in the game for his 3rd inning of work for the Renegades, as he'll miss first with the ball. Justin George, 0 for 3 on the day. Ground out to short, flew out to center, and struck out in his last at bat. As George is going to send a chopping ball over to Jack Dunn at short. He's going to throw on the run to Vonderhaar at first, and that will be the first out of the inning for the Renegades. We'll see the DH Logan Miller now. He's had last couple good ABs. An RBI double and a 2-run double. So he's accountable for 3 of the 12 runs the Mustangs have put across. As Nolan D'Amelia, the first pitch he will see will be inside for a strike. The 0-1 will be high, 1-1. D'Amelia took a little bit to settle in. Of course, had a lot of heat on him, a lot of pressure when he entered this game, but when he's opened up these last 2 innings, he's controlled the game, controlled these Mustang hitters. Two and one to the DH, Logan Miller. High and outside. Hitters count now 3-1. D'Amelia will fire low and outside for ball 4. Logan Miller will have himself a walk, and that will bring up the third baseman, Tyler Gundelfinger. In his previous 3 ABs. D'Amelia gonna look to keep Logan Miller in check. This one's gonna be flown to right field. Under it is Austin Evans. That might actually be Tyler Towle out there now. With Evans substituted out earlier this game. Nonetheless, Gundelfinger is retired for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Truman Bodenhausen. And you said that these two guys might be somewhat related? D'Amelia and Bodenhauser?
No, there was a Noah Bodenhausen from previous seasons.
Gotcha. This one's going to be fouled back.
So Noah and Truman are related, and there's been some other Mustangs players that Bodenhausen's been related to. I can't think of the name, but
Truman Bodenhausen. Reached on an air. Popped out to first base. Two outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Nolan D'Amelia ahead with an 0-2 count to the number 9 hitter for the Mustangs, Truman Bodenhauser. Another check over there on Miller at first. He's back safely. Don't want to give the Mustangs any more of an opportunity to score, and a swipe of the second base bag would not help. So get on D'Amelia to keep him close. And an 0-2 count here to Truman Bodenheimer. Awesome. This one's going to be bobbled. Noah Laughlin's going to fire. It'll be well late. So Logan Miller will find second base here. Now 1 ball, 2 strike count. Mustangs in total this season are 33-8. The best record in all of the Mink this season. Bodenhausen able to work it back even now, 2-2 with 2 outs. In the bottom of the 6th, he'll foul this one back behind the right field concourse. The 2-2. Low in the dirt. Bodenhausen been able to work it full now. 3-2 with a runner on second. That's Logan Miller. D'Amelia, we need a pitch from you here. Lets the right arm dangle, will draw back. With the 3-2. Inside ball 4, might have hit him. Logan Miller will take third on the pass ball. And there will be runners at the corners now for the leadoff man, Frank Gall. So we are back to the top of the lineup for the Mustangs.
Haven't seen any broken bats here, but if we happen to see one, I'll have to give our friends a call at Walk-Off Wood Bat Company, handcrafted right here in Missouri, actually right here in St. Joseph. Walk-Off Wood Bat Company bats are made of premium grade maple ash and birch, fully customizable to make yours truly. The length and the weight to the barrel and handle color, you're able to customize every feature, including personalized engraving with a 45-day warranty.
Frank Gall, the right fielder, up as he's going to send this one to Dunn at shortstop, and he'll take it himself to second base. And that will end the inning for the Mustangs, so they get no runs. And that's big for the Renegades after their 7th spot in the top of the 6th. We'll be back for the 7th inning.
Also, we'll finish this with Walk-Off Wood Bat. In addition to selling custom handcrafted bats, they also offer a selection of bat accessories, including lizard skin bat grips and batting gloves, help you find your confidence at the plate. If Walk-Off Wood Bat, call in 816-261-1014 or visit wildbats.com.
Now, this is exclusive Jefferson City Renegades baseball on the Show Me Sports Network.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
Three more innings to go here in the final regular season game for the Jefferson City Renegades.
Should be a new pitcher here.
Another inning brings about another.
I believe that's number 10.
New pitcher for the Mustangs. That'll be Lane Chapman. He'll trot in after the 1 inning from Andrew Clark, who had a difficult inning out there, you might say. as Lane Chapman, his first one will be in play, and he will retire the leadoff man for the inning, Tyler Tao. And that will be an early first out of the inning for the Mustangs. And we will now see Drew Vonderhaar, the first baseman. He is 1 for 3 on the day, singled in his last at bat, which that was in the 6th inning, the previous inning, where the Renegades put up 7 runs. Which I'm interested to know if that's the highest total they've put up in an inning this season.
Probably this season, but I would say not overall.
Not overall, but it's funny enough, it comes against the best team in the league, the Mustangs. As Vonderhaar will take a hack at this one. Jack Mosh over at short will range and fire and retire Drew Vonderhaar. So 2 groundouts to begin the inning on the mound for Lane Chapman. And we'll see Maddox Meyer now, the left fielder. Meyer 0 for 2 on the day with a walk at the left field position outside there for ball 1. A very hot and humid night at the ballpark, with fireworks still to come after the conclusion of this one. So as we pack things up here, we will get to see some fireworks in the distance. Haven't seen those in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's a tradition here on Saturday night for the Mustangs. Somehow, one way or another, St. Joseph always seems to play at home on Saturday, so they do a lot of fireworks.
Yeah.
But it is a good time. We try to always go, as the Renegades, always try to play at least one Saturday game. Let our guys experience the mayhem and fun and every other adjective to describe St. Joseph.
The 1-2 will be dribbled and possibly off the foot of Maddox Meyer.
Yeah, that one dropped Meyer, so they're going to give him a second to walk that off. But as we said, it can be the mayhem, the madness. It's always, I mean, it's a fun time here. Fans enjoy it. It's a good place to come and play. It's a nice facility. But, yeah, we get the fireworks afterwards. So
you know, I might have just saw Elvis walk behind me, too.
Probably a good chance. Like, I don't even have to turn around and look. That probably was Elvis walking by.
I probably just saw Elvis. So I have never seen so much creativity and all of that put into an atmosphere at a ballpark. Usually you just got the lone one mascot for the team, but we have people and animals from different generations at different times all here.
Yeah, like I said, there's a mini. I still haven't been able to come up with the mascot's name, but there's a mini Mustang that we see like a baby Mustang as well. So he comes out from time to time.
Lots of fun attractions here. You would think this would be like a carnival if you didn't know the sport of baseball, with all of the bouncy houses and games and food. And
it's a circus for sure.
Maddox Meyer in an even 2-2 count with 2 outs.
Rally. His name's Rally.
Rally.
How could I not think of that?
Rally the Mustang?
That is Rally the Mustang.
That'll be low in the dirt. That'll work at full. 3-2 now.
So I don't know if the little one is Little Rowdy or Little Rally. I don't know. I don't know what the
Big Rowdy and Big Rally and Little Rally.
Yeah, I don't know. They also play sometimes with the moniker of the Tenderloins. So, yeah, like tenderloin sandwiches. That's what you're thinking of. So it's a partnership. Apparently, they claim that St. Joseph, I'm not disputing this, but I haven't fact-checked it, that St. Joseph is the world capital of Tenderloinville, or I don't know, however you want to word it. So They have a partnership. You buy a tenderloin at one of the restaurants, you get some tickets to the game.
Fabulous. As Meyer's going to yank this one foul down the third baseline. That'll keep it at 3-2.
I believe there's also a tie-in with the food pantry, food bank, and some other things too with that. But which when we came in tonight, Christmas in July, they were giving out shirts. There was also a bobblehead they were giving out, maybe a Christmas ornament too. I saw that sign downstairs earlier. But they were collecting food for the food pantry, and I think if you made the donation, you got a shirt. So keep a lot of things happening.
The 3-2 will go for ball 4. So the Renegades get Maddox Meyer on via a walk, so we'll get a base runner on here in the top of the 7th inning. And now we will see Carson Durnan, who struck out in his first 2 at-bats. In his 3rd at-bat, I said he was due in that big 6th inning, and he was. He came up clutch with a 2 RBI single. His first one will be outside for ball 1. Carson Durnan. He will be a freshman, will be a sophomore next year at Crowder College, or a freshman this year at Crowder College. That's up in Neosho, Missouri.
Well, just checking in on the Mudcat and A's game. Colby Linder still pitching. He's at 130 pitches, and he's pitched the game up to this point. He did just give up a single and a walk here, but he's at the 130 pitch mark. I think my arm would fall off at that point.
Might need a rubber arm for that. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Durnan is retired, and that will put an end to the top of the 7th inning for the Jefferson City Renegades. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th as we're going to stretch here at Phil Welch Stadium. You're listening to Renegades Baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Are you in the market to buy your first home? Maybe it's time to buy some acreage. How about invest in a new space for your growing business? No matter the need, your trusted partner in real estate is me, Izzy Smith of Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Moon Realty. I believe real estate is more than just bricks and mortar. It's the cornerstone of our lives. It's where memories are made and dreams are realized. Choosing me as your realtor, you're getting a professional, dedicated advocate who will work tirelessly to make your real estate dreams a reality. Give me a call today at 573-876-2873 or visit izzysmithhomes.com. Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Moon Realty, your hometown realtor working harder for you.
Throughout the course of any game, different actions stand out to different people. But everyone remembers a walk-off, especially if it's a walk-off wood bat. Handcrafted right here in Missouri, walk-off wood bat company bats are made with premium grade maple, ash, and birch, fully customizable to make it truly yours. From the length and weight to the barrel and handle color, you're able to customize every feature of your wood bat, including personalized engraving with a 45-day warranty. In addition to selling custom handcrafted bats, they also offer a selection of bat accessories, including lizard skin bat grips and batting gloves. To help find your confidence at the plate, give Walk-Off Wood Bat Company a call at 816-261-1014 or visit wowbats.com.
Take me out to the ball game, echoing throughout Phil Welch Stadium here in St. Joseph, Missouri, where the Mustangs control a 12-7 lead over your Jefferson City Renegades. Nolan D'Amelia out there for his 4th inning of work. He hasn't allowed a run in a little bit.
Well, like we said, taking a look at the Mink League scoreboard, the Carroll Merchants beat the Sedalia Bombers in the bottom of the 10th inning. They win in walk-off fashion, 8-6. That means that the Bombers' season has it come to an end? I think it has, because, yeah, they don't play tomorrow, so their season comes to an end.
That is an unfortunate way to conclude your season with a good with lots of runs to work with, and they blow it.
Still 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning, 9-5 Mudcats leading the A's. Really like the A's to hang a loss on the Mudcats here.
So Nolan D'Amelia. So I'm trying to figure out who this batter is. Might be a pinch hitter here.
Oh, this is Gall. Oh, that's what it says here.
It is Frank Gall, excuse me. As Gall is going to hit a chopper back to Nolan D'Amelia, who will flip over to Vonderhaar at first and easily put down the runner. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. D'Amelia. Get the first one by him. Looks like Mosh was looking to swing there. Which does it say that that Mosh is up here, Blake?
Give me a second, I can tell you.
It's tough to keep track of substitutions in these games for us.
Yep. Still says Mosh.
I wonder if that is him.
It has become a 2-run game at Clarinda. It's 9-7. 2 runs scored here by the A's.
Stick with Mosh as he's going to line this down the left field line. It will be fair. Maddox Meyer is going to track it down, but not quick enough, as Jack Mosh will slide in with a 1-out double here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We will now see Darius Freeman, the center fielder. Freeman's going to rip this down the third base line, and unable to come up with it was Carson Durnan at third base. So runners on first and second now. And we'll see Braden Lucart now, who had a 2 RBI double in his first, a 2-run homer in his second. Got hit by a pitch in his third at-bat and flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Because I don't think that this is Lucart. I think they are subbing in players. I don't remember Lucart being a lefty. It might still have it.
Yeah, they're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep it right though, because it's their. This is a sub.
Yep. Parker Griffith.
They wouldn't get ours right if we sub, but they'll get theirs right. I'm confident of that.
Will be the substitution for Braden Lucart. So I have a feeling a couple of those other previously mentioned batters might not be who they are. As Griffith will make the play out there in center field now. 2 down for the Renegades.
Quick update from the A's once again. They brought in a relief pitcher. Linder went 140 pitches.
Holy cow.
They brought in
Ryotario Hirayana.
We saw him
in
last
game 2.
night, didn't we?
Yeah, game 2. That was after Caleb Bergman.
Well, he got the out, so they go to the 9th inning there.
Runners will take second and third, which that means that there was a balk called on Nolan D'Amelia. As this still is Justin George. One 0 here for Nolan D'Amelia. Being there for a strike, 1-1. D'Amelia's been clutch all night working out of these jams. We'll see if he can work out another one here. This one's going to be grounded up the middle and through, and this will push across 2 runs for the Mustangs, as they will take now 2 runs back from the Renegades, making it 14-7. And D'Amelia, you know, head up to the sky, but he's doing the best he can out there.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate break.
The Mustangs push across their 14th run on their 14th hit. So this will be Logan Miller now. Miller's going to hit a chopper to Dunn at shortstop. He'll flip over to Fleeg at second, and that will end the inning for the St. Joseph Mustangs, who push across 2 runs on a single from Justin George. We will be back for the top of the 8th inning here on the Show Me Sports Network.
We are State Tech. We are hands-on education. When you choose the #1 2-year college in the country, you know you will be ready for your career. That's why at State Tech we say, from the classroom to your career, we are the employer's choice. We are State Tech.
At the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift, we know a gift is more than a box or a bag with a pretty bow. A gift is the lifetime of love that you share. It's friends who grow as close as family. It's moments and milestones, both big and small. Whether receiving or giving, a gift brings joy and happiness. That's why, since 2018, we've made it easier to gift for those you love. Stop by the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift at 108 Corporate Lake Drive in Columbia, or call 573-443-4438. Let us help you find that perfect gift for every occasion.
Top of the 8th inning here at Phil Welsh Stadium. New pitcher on the mound for the Mustangs is number 24, Gage Busby. Busby will be one of the other many pitchers that the Mustangs have brought on throughout the second half of this game. As you will see 7, 8, 9, Gross, Close, Laughlin, and Fleeg. Gross Close walked in his last at-bat. Later came around to score. In that 7-run 6th inning. As the Renegades are down to their last 6 outs here. As Gross Close will swing and hit a chopper to Tyler Grundlefinger at third. He will sidearm it over to the first baseman, Justin George. That's a 5-3 putout, and one down here quick for the Mudcats. Gage Busby, on a very hot night, has 2 black sleeves on, and I can only imagine how hot he is with the pants as well.
They've been playing Christmas music all night, and I can confirm that it has not made it any cooler.
You know, it might have just made it hotter.
That's exactly what my brain said.
It is way hotter than it was last night in Chillicothe.
It might be a placebo effect because we're thinking of the Christmas music, thinking of how cold it is at the Christmas time. But yeah, it's been a hot night.
Yeah, it is toasty up here in the press box. This one's going to skirt by Easton Felipe.
And even with the sun going down, it still made it a little bit cooler, but it's still warm.
Yeah. Heat is kind of contained. We have the press box door open, but that's not helping out a lot either.
Yeah, if you don't have it open, it's like an oven in here.
So a makeshift sauna here.
I do know that for a fact. That you got to take the good with the bad. You got it open so you get all the sun on your back, so your back's hot. But if you shut the door, it's like being, I guess that's what our Christmas cookies feel like.
Yeah,
because it is hot
in the oven. I could go for a good Christmas cookie right now as Noah Laughlin will swing and miss. He will strike out for the second out of the inning. And that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Connor Fleek. Fleek, 2 for 3 on the day with, you guessed it, 2 singles. One of those might have been called an error, though, on the scoreboard. I gave him the hit because I have the authority to do that.
Well, top of the 9th inning, Mudcats have put another run up on the A's. They lead 10-7 at Clarinda.
Ooh, that one fooled Fleek there.
So at this point, about the 3 worst-case scenario things have happened. Merchants won, Mudcats leading, Renegades trailing.
I guess I'm just a bad luck charm.
Oh, I don't know if I'd say that. We knew it was going to be tough coming up here to St. Joe, and our estimation was correct.
The long bus ride back from Chillicothe last night didn't help either. Got a decent amount of sleep. Players got some rest. But when we got our way home, we were met with some flashing lights. That kind of added a extra 10 minutes onto our bus ride, which at that point everybody was just ready to get off. So 3-1 count now to Connor Fleeg, the second baseman. Busby will fire. Fleeg will foul one back. It'll be a full count here with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. The 3-2 to Fleeg is high, ball 4. And Fleeg continues to find ways to get on base as he walks here, he singles there. And that'll bring up the top of the lineup with Jack Dunn.
Well, that's exactly what the Renegades need from him. Just find ways to get aboard, use his speed to work around the base path.
So Jack Dunn, 1 for 3 on the day with that massive 3-run home run in his last at-bat. He walked in the first to begin the game. Pretty good day at the plate for him. No strikeouts, everything going into play. It's about all you can ask for if you're head coach Mike D'Amelia out of your leadoff man, as he's going to push this one back foul. One and one now to the Renegade shortstop. There's one cut on and missed for strike number 2. Would like to see Fleeg get in motion here to maybe set up a RBI chance for Jack Dunn if he gets one in play. The 1-2 to Dunn. Misses outside, 2-2. Home plate umpire has not been generous with the outside strike tonight. Two-two. Swung on in the dirt and missed by Dunn. Throw over to first will end the top of the 8th inning for the Renegades. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left. We will move now to the bottom of the 8th inning here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. The state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Well, we'll have a couple of substitutions headed your way here as I'll take a quick break to remind you that glad you're tuned in here tonight to Renegades Baseball. It's the regular season finale here tonight as the Renegades on the road here at St. Joseph taking on the Mustangs. Blake Gazaway here doing the play-by-play and engineering, everything else, and Austin Wolkin doing a great job of doing play-by-play tonight. So glad you're tuned in. Don't forget, if you haven't done so, we do encourage you to click on that subscribe button. Click on that subscribe button. That'll help us out. That'll help you out find future broadcasts, archive games, all kinds of good things on there. You can see games clear back to the first season we did 5 seasons ago, Renegades Baseball. You can also click on that thumbs up, the like icon. You do those things, well, you'll be rewarded with free postseason Renegades baseball. As we know, we'll be in action on Monday. It's just a matter of where we'll be.
Lots of coverage of Missouri sports from the Show Me Sports Network. Happy to join the network as I continue to evolve my play-by-play skills. It's been a little bit better tonight, so I am very happy with my performance, and I also want to thank everybody that tuned in to tonight's regular season finale. As on the mound, we will see the single machine and Connor Fleeg. And it looks like Alex DiGiacinto will take over duties at second base. So we thought we might see Connor Fleeg tonight, and here he is. Here's a chopping ball foul down the third base line. Still heading the count is the Mustang batter. This one's going to be driven into the left center gap. Braden O'Neill will come up with it and contain the Mustang at first, so a leadoff single for the Mustangs. We'll see Truman Budenhausen now. Second baseman. For 3 on the day. He reached on an error and then walked in his last at-bat. He'll take high there for ball 1. All the fans that started the game with us in the first are still here, I would say.
I think so. They're waiting around for those fireworks.
As this one's going to be popped to right field. Under it is the substituted Tyler Tal in for Austin Evans. That'll be the first out of the inning and the first out recorded for Connor Fleeg here on the mound. As we'll work it now to the top of the lineup in Frank Gall. 3 for 5 on the day with a solo home run and 2 singles. As taking off was Grundlefinger, and he is out. Nolan Laughlin says no.
Good job right there to gun him down. He got a good pop up after the pitch to throw down.
That's one thing our catchers have been good at, I've noticed, over these last couple games I've done with Ben Miller and now Nolan Laughlin. They have the ability to gun down runners, as this one will be skied to left field and Maddox Meyer will settle underneath of it. And just like that, the inning is over for the Mustangs. So the Renegades will have one last chance to put across 7 here in the top of the 9th inning. We'll see if they can. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Jefferson City Renegades baseball here on the Show Me Sports Network.
The Boone County Journal is the hometown newspaper of Ashland and Hartsburg since 1969. We know you're busy. Let us keep up with Southern Boone happenings for you. We cover social events, school sports, local government, Southern Boone history, obituaries, and more. Subscribe to the Journal today and get the paper delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. Digital version also available. Call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojo.com. Independent and veteran owned.
Power equipment is always cool, always. Well, unless it's not working, then power equipment is expensive. Always. Unless you get it checked with Salter Lawn Service. Don't worry about saving up for something new. Just let the experienced experts at Salter Lawn Service repair your small engines. With pickup and delivery available, saving you time and saving your wallet.
Hey, this is Stacy Salter with Salter Lawn Service. One call, we do it all. You can find us at salterlawnservice.com.
Final chance for the Jefferson City Renegades here in the final regular season game before they enter playoff mode. New pitcher on the mound for the St. Joseph Mustangs.
The Renegades get the day off tomorrow. The Mustangs, they got to host, they travel to Carroll to take on the Merchants at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Mudcats and Nevada match up at 5 and 7 in Nevada for doubleheader action. So we'll get to enjoy the AC, put your feet up, tune into the games.
Definitely, the new pitcher for the Mustangs will be number 11, Bronco Witt. Intimidating first name there. Bronco Witt.
Sounds a little wild to me. You see what I did there?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, there is some life from the A's. Talk about that after this.
As there's a chopper to the shortstop, Mosh, and he will retire. Braden O'Neill for the first out here in the top of the 9th.
So the A's have put up 1 run. In the bottom of the 9th, they trail 10-8 here to the Mudcats, but 2 outs on the board with runners at 2nd and 3rd.
We'll keep an eye on that throughout the rest of our broadcasts here tonight.
I'd give anything to see a 3-run home run pop up there.
Yeah. High-scoring games tonight within the Mink League.
Yeah, you know, most of that is due to the fact that everybody's trying to conserve pitching. Like you said, get into playoff mode.
There's one that went right between the wickets, the legs of the home plate umpire.
Now, bases loaded with 2 outs as the batter was hit by a pitch. Boy, they sold you the seat in Clarinda, but all you need is the edge there. With bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning, they trail by 2 runs.
So Tyler Tal here at the plate now. Tal in a 2-2 count here as we're going to continue to keep an eye on this Mudcats game.
Looks like it's a 2-0 count right now to the next batter.
Missing high is Bronco Witt. It's a full count now to Tyler Tal, who replaced Austin Evans. Tal ripped a single in his first at-bat. Full count pitch to Tyler Tal. Will be high and outside for ball number 4, and the Renegades will have a runner at first here with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, I don't know if this is taking so long for the update here. I don't know if that's because a bunch of runs came in or or went final and they forgot to make it final. Could go either way.
As here's a ground ball. It's going to go 6-4. No throw to the first baseman. So Vonderhaar will stay at first with the fielder's choice. Tal will head back out to the dugout, and the Renegades will be down to their final out of the ball game. And it all comes down to the left fielder, Maddox Meyer. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 walks.
Oh, pitching change.
Oh, that's what took so long.
Well, pitching change, a catcher change. So that would be why.
1-0 to the left fielder, Maddox Meyer. Meyer will rip this one, and it's going to be lined and caught by the second baseman, Truman Bodenhausen. And with it, the Jefferson City Renegades end their regular season with a 20-21 record. Overall, they stick 18-18 in conference play. The Mustangs will improve to 34-8, 28-7 in conference play. So the Renegades, they had a lot of fight. They tried to bounce back, but just too many runs scored by the Mustangs to do anything about it.
It's an unfortunate break for the game, but a successful season for the Renegades nonetheless. We know they made
not over yet
the playoffs. It's just a matter of what time and where. We know it'll be 7 o'clock, so I shouldn't say what time, but we know it'll be on Monday at 7 o'clock. It's just a matter of where. We'll have to wait to see how the dust settles, and we'll see how things go. But that will do it for our broadcast. Austin, great job tonight.
Hey, Blake, thank you for letting me take over these 2 games for play-by-play. Lots of practice, lots of experience I needed, and I thank you for that.
Absolutely. You've done a fine job. I know you'll be working in on some other broadcasts. You'll be working in on some other broadcasts as we go along here with other seasons. So, but that will do it for our broadcast here tonight for the Show Me Sports Network. I'm Blake Gasway for Austin Woken. Until we talk to you on Monday, we'll have pregame at 6:45. First pitch at 7 o'clock. Not sure who and where, other than the Renegades will be involved in some form. But we will sign off here, as it has been our pleasure bringing you broadcast coverage. It's been my pleasure bringing coverage all season long. Again, thanks for tuning in, and so long until we talk to you on Monday night with playoff baseball for the Renegades. So long, and have a great rest of your evening.
Throughout the Midwest and even more around the world. This is the Show Me Sports Network. The proceeding was an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and was a high-fidelity, all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.